Hello, sinners. It is I, Father Evil, and I invite you to Destination Station on YouTube.
Bagels can go to Destination Station. This buddy is the bomb. Love it.
Yep.
Fucking A.
Yep.
I had to say that for a reason.
Freddie, take that, motherfucker.
All right. Okay. Fuck you. Yeah.
Jamie Kennedy. Subscribe to my man, Destination Station, right now if you want the best content.
We are live. Can y'all hear me okay? Because my audio just switched on me. Hold on 1 second. I gotta test this. Okay, I think we're okay. I think we're fine. I hope everybody's having a great night. Tonight is going to be one of those nights where we're celebrating. We've done this before in our chat. You know, like we do these celebration streams. We talk about horror. Tonight is our usual Scream talk, but I feel like that giving this being Wes Craven's birthday, let's switch it up. Let's celebrate Wes Craven's life and his work, because he is the master of horror. And I just want to talk about some of the things that he has done and what he has brought to us as horror fans. He has left a legacy of great art behind for us. And I'm telling you, like, every time that I think about his passing, it tears me up a little bit, because it's just like, man, he was just the best. He, not just as a filmmaker and somebody that was genuine. There's something about him that was really genuine that he brought out. And you can see that with everybody that has worked alongside him in all these films. We've had Neve Campbell, we've had Robert Englund, we've had Skeet Ulrich. We've had so many people that he's worked with that has talked about just what a good soul Wes Craven was. And that's what this stream is for today. And I hope that y'all can tag along with us tonight. Not sure how long we're going to go, but I do have some friends to help me out tonight. We're going to be ranking the entire filmography of Wes Craven. Yes, we're going to have a little dash of Scream talk in there. But this is all about him. This is all about him. I wanted to do this stream last year on his birthday. I was not able to. But tonight, we're going to do the damn thing. I know that y'all have been waiting. I love your faces. And let me go ahead and bring on some of my guests. And first up is a good friend of mine. He is an up-and-coming, I would say, horror content creator. He puts out phenomenal content. You got to go subscribe to this guy. He you can tell that his passion with horror is just there. And if you like my channel, you're going to love this guy. So, Shay Rants, what's up, buddy? How you doing tonight?
Not bad. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, thank you for coming here. Thank you for taking on my invite. And I know that you love horror. I mean, we can see your background right now, and we can just, and you want to give us a little bit, like what your channel's about and where we can find you and everything. Like, you have any other like socials you want to let the audience know?
No, I don't really use many social medias. I mainly just use YouTube. However, I must say the passion for horror may not be all there right now, because it's like 4 a.m. not p.m. So yeah.
Yeah. Where are you located right now in the world, man?
Like UK, so it will be very early in the morning.
Yeah. Okay. So it's 4 a.m. there, man. I'm sorry I have you up this early. I know you're tired, but thank you for being here. If you need to dip out at any time, I'm okay with that. But man, I just want everybody in the chat right now to go subscribe to Shay Rants because he is a great soul. He puts out great content. His passion for horror is there. If you like my channel, you're gonna love his. So yeah, thank you for being a part of this, Shay.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, yep. My next guest is somebody that's not new to the channel. She's pretty much like an OG of Destination Station. The Stationeer, the original Stationeer, I would say. But she's such a wonderful person. Glad to have her on. And I know her love for Wes Craven is there. And that's why she is invited tonight. And Jen Warner, how are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. I'm just glad to do this and you know, touch base again. Like it's been a while since we've been on a stream together. We talk all the time in chats and everything.
But it's been a long time.
It's been a very, very long time. So I know that Wes Craven is very close to your heart. You want to elaborate on that? What it is that why it is?
Basically, he was the one who got me into horror. I mean, I had seen other horror movies before his, but they were just movies that I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started watching his movies, it was like that's when it became, should I say, an obsession? My love for horror came from him.
Yeah. Do you remember the first movie that was horror related that that you fell in love with?
The first movie of his that I saw, well, it actually wasn't really his, but was Dream Warriors.
Oh, okay.
But that was the first nightmare movie I ever saw, was Dream Warriors, and then I went back and watched the original, and then I used to go to the video store and rent all of them and watch them one after the other Now I own them all on DVD, but I mean, literally would just do these marathons of Nightmare on Elm Street. And then when Scream came along, I was like, wow! But I've also seen Music of the Heart, which was his, and it was his only non-horror movie, and I loved it. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
So I'm an all-around fan.
Yeah, he's definitely put out so many great material. I always felt like Wes Craven was ahead of his time. His mind is just on another level, you know. Like, honestly, like that, I feel the same way. Like, I don't think it was Nightmare 3 that I was introduced. It was Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and you know, we were just talking about this backstage, but like, that was just I was 5 years old. I remember being on the couch. My sister rented the movie, but they left me in the room while the movie was playing. I was sitting on the couch, and Kincaid, Ken Sego's, that plays Kincaid, pushes a car on Freddy's head, and he's just like, "Take that, MFer," or whatever. And like, I repeated that, and you know, I got my first ass whooping. That's all I remember. So that was my introduction. Then the next time I went back to the video store, to Blockbuster, I went down the horror aisle. I was addicted to that horror aisle. It was just like, you know, just the cover arts of everything. And I just rented, just like you, I just rented all of them. I was like, I got to see, who the hell is this Freddy guy? I got to see all his stuff. So yeah, I was a Fred head at a very young age. So, all right. Well, it's great to have you, Jen. It's going to be a great discussion. You'll probably be able to chime in on some of this stuff that I have not seen, because I'm guilty as charged. As much as I'm a Wes Craven fan, I have not seen all of his movies. Some of them has been, you know, fell under the radar for me. So it's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great night. Next, we have our guest that he has been on our channel a few times. We've done the Saw ranking. We've done, what else have we done? We've done some watch parties. We've done a lot of stuff, but he's also got a fantastic channel. great guy, great personality. He's actually got an interview with Ken Sagoes, who plays Kincaid in Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4. So you got to subscribe to this guy because he's got some good shit that's already been out and that's coming out. And it's none other Kyle over at Flet's Movie and Pop Culture. What's up, buddy?
Thank you for inviting me, man. This is gonna be awesome. We got an awesome panel. I love that we're here. We're gonna talk about one of the most beloved directors of all time, and Wes Craven, and especially in the horror genre, because he was such a humble person, one of the amazing hearts that, he put his heart and passion to every single film that he wanted to do. He enjoyed entertaining us, and he never wanted he wanted to put his own stamp on a lot of his films, but he didn't want to do anything that somebody already done. You know what I mean? And this is amazing, and I'm blessed to actually be here to talk to you about Wes, because it's been a hard year, but this is gonna be a fun time to talk about Wes Craven with you guys. I love you all, and this is gonna be a lot of fun time. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and you know what? It has been a tough year. I think for most of us, it probably has. But you know what? We're here together.
Yeah.
We're next to each other. We're gonna get through this storm together, buddy. And you know what? Your channel is booming. You just hit a milestone. We just did a live stream over on your channel, dude. Like, keep up the good work. Like consistency is key in everything. So just keep pumping out them videos, even if it's, a slow build, it's still building. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've felt it, man. So man, you're doing great. And dude, I'm kind of jealous that you got the interview with Ken. So
yeah. And I also got the interview. I'm interviewing the director of When Evil Lurks this month too. So
for what? What is it?
The When Evil Lurks.
When Evil Lurks.
Terrified.
Okay.
I told you about that one.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I don't think you have seen it though.
I haven't seen it. I haven't. That could be a watch party. Has anybody else seen it? Shay, Jen?
No, I haven't. Yeah. What I'm laughing at is the chat. Marcus is the chat. He's very funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll get to the chat in a minute. I promise y'all. I promise you, I'll get to the chat. I just got to bring on all of our guests.
And I subscribe to Shay, so I subscribe to his channel. So.
Everybody go subscribe to Hold on. It's the opposite way.
Yeah, you're pointing that.
Go subscribe. Go subscribe to Shay because he is awesome, man. He's got great content over there. He's gonna make it happen for sure.
And this is awesome with the stream with Jen too. So
yeah. Jen's like a mom to me. She's always checking on me and caring about me.
Thanks.
And yeah. No, you are. You're always. I'm like
ancient.
I could just be like living life, and Jen's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Damn, I needed that. Like, I needed that in that moment." And so I appreciate you, Jen, for real. So yeah. Also, chat. I will get to you. I try to give everyone their shine. I go down all the way down, but like super chats do go to the front of the line. It's not necessary, but if I try to get to everybody, but sometimes it's impossible because it kind of gets built up. But I love y'all. Let's go ahead and bring on our chat and let's get this thing rolling a little bit. The next person I have coming on, he's also not a stranger to the channel. He's been on my channel several times. He's got a great channel. He does a lot of gaming these days. I think he's going to be pumping out more horror content and stuff. But you should also subscribe to this guy. His name is Dominic St. Clair. What's up, buddy?
What's happening, everybody? What's up, Destin? How are you?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you doing? What's going on in your life these days?
Oh man, dude. I've been, chilling. That's mostly what I do. But I've been working on some projects like for film and stuff. Like tomorrow I'm gonna be going to LA. I'm gonna be acting in a competition for a film. And that's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, I've been doing stuff like that. I've been posting a lot of like Instagram and stuff. For YouTube, I've been trying to get some more gaming stuff in. but I do want to do some more horror content, you know, for the channel. But for right now, like mostly it's just gaming stuff. But I do want to add some horror content. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing so far. Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of gaming content do you do, man? Like, so people that are in the chat and all of us, we could subscribe to it.
It's definitely like a variety of games. You know, I you know done like the Far Cry games. I'm about to do more like Assassin's Creed games. And when it comes to horror games, I'm actually trying to get into like the Resident Evil remakes.
Mm,
You know, the in Resident Evil Village, which is like one of the other games.
it's great.
Yeah,
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like that. Like I definitely want to get into those types of games because I know a lot of people that are subscribed to me or are people that I talk to and all that are horror fans and people who like horror stuff and also like horror games. So I'm like, okay, I also like horror games too. So I want to try to get that going, and then people can come by and they're more excited about that type of stuff than like maybe Assassin's Creed and all that. Even though I'm a fan of those games, I do like the horror games, and I know a lot of people like those types of games more. So I'll try to get those on the channel. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing so far. Yeah.
Yeah, man, we got like similar taste in video games for sure, man. I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan and horror game fan, Far Cry. I know me and you, we played a couple of matches of like Call of Duty, like Warzone and stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm a huge Warzone fan and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, gaming is where it's at for me. When it comes to the channel, I just like playing them. Like it's more funner. I'm not saying like making videos or talking about horror is not fun. Like that's fun, you know, and stuff like that. I like that. But I think it's more easier and funner for me, like to just play games and stuff, you know, because that's just when it's just more chilling, you know, just more like, you know, something that I like doing also. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
something,
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
besides talking horror with other horror fans and other horror content creators, stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So everyone go subscribe to Dom. He puts out great gaming content. He's also does like short films, a lot of short horror films and stuff. So yeah, he's got some great stuff. Very talented guy.
Awesome.
So go check him out. Go check him out for sure. Thank you, Dom.
Yeah.
Next, we have a first timer on my channel. We have been on other streams together, but we have not been on. He hasn't been on my channel, and I haven't been on his channel. So this is the first time. Probably do more collabs in the future. But you know, he's not Jason the mean one. He's Jason the nice one. What's up, dude? You're muted. Yeah. I can't read lips. I'm not good at that shit. It's all right. Nope. You're still muted. Look on StreamYard or on your mic. It could be double muted. It gets me sometimes.
Can you handle it?
Barely.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear
Now
you.
we
Yes.
hear you.
It was double muted. Yep, that's what it was.
Yeah, it gets me every time. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really good.
Yeah.
Just
So
excited
this
to be
is
here.
Yeah. So this is your first time on my channel. We've been on
Yep.
other streams with like over at Craven Something Scary and
Mhm.
maybe a couple others. I can't remember. I've been on so many, but I always know that we've been on panels together. But like, I know you're a big horror film, you know, fan, and I'm sure you wouldn't be here if you wasn't a Wes Craven fan. So
Oh yeah.
so what you want to give the viewers, everybody, kind of like what your channel's about and what brought you into horror and why you're such a fan of Wes Craven?
Well, for me, first thing is for me, most of my channel is basically not just involves horror, but also involves mostly all of show business, basically television, as well as film, as well as also theater, live theater. And so I do that. I'm starting to get into that live theater now. It's been a while, but I've done some streams about musicals. That's my second favorite genre next to horror. That might sound weird, but it's.
No, I
love
get
it.
it. I get
It
it.
sounds
love it.
perfectly normal to me.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, Jason.
And I love it. And I've already done Newsies, which some of my kids and my husband was in, and as well as 42nd Street, another great one I did, and we're going to do more. But also, got me into horror, and that's why I love Wes Craven. Was Wes Craven? It was the fact when I was my freshman year in college, I saw Nightmare on Elm Street, scared the daylights out of me. I just could, still to this day, it just gets to me. The opening, and then what we thought the final girl in the beginning, it was her death, was just, gave me nightmares. And the way Wes was just this master. And then, of course, later I saw Dream Warriors, which I thought, my gosh, this man can't stop. And then finally, when I got out of college and I actually saw it at the Dollar Theater. We used to have Dollar Theaters here in Utah. Was Scream, and I was hooked for life. I mean, my gosh, Scream was just, I go, man, this guy is good. And then also I finally got to see what Music of the Heart as well, like Jen and all that, and fell in love with his director. And the guy could do nothing.
He could do anything.
And
Yeah.
and drama and all that. So that's why I fell in love with him. But horror in general, I was introduced to horror by my dad. He knew I was going to be an actor, and he wanted me to know the difference between reality and fantasy. And so he took me at 10 years of age. My mom could have killed him to the theater. I saw the original Halloween.
Ooh.
Death. You know, that I was so scared. But then the next day, whatever. I didn't, he said, okay. So that next night, whatever, they were showing Carrie, the original Carrie on television. It was edited for television. But they didn't edit the jump scare at the end. And once again, my dad had to come to the rescue. I could not fall asleep. Dad just got hand coming out. It was just, then the next day, same thing. Whatever. And so horror's never bothered me. They still jump scares get me, but I love it. I just love horror, and it's done. The only thing I don't care about is really bad, really the torture porn and stuff, and not a body horror I don't like. But most of the part, there's not a lot of that, and even some body horror. The one thing that surprised me this past year was I watched the entire Saw franchise, and I loved every one of them.
Did you really?
I did.
Wow.
Every one of them?
Not every. There's a few that are like, the part is good, but it's what I loved about it was the fact I saw it as a morality tale. I'm gonna do a deep dive one day on that when I get a chance. Those deep dives take forever, but it's just about how he says it's a morality tale of these people that think they're God and they think they're doing right when they're not. That's an interesting take on it. I've just been working on that slowly and all that, and so it's just. Between that, like I said, I did my body horror, and I saw Thanksgiving. And I thought, wow, because I saw it, just thought, wow, that was amazing. So yeah, I'm pretty much just a horror fan. I love it, and that's how I became a horror fan.
Yeah, Jason, we're kind of the same, man, because I love good clean kills, but I don't like the torture porn type of gore. It's got to be to an extent. It's got to have a certain type of style and class to it. It has to be clean kills. I don't want to see guts and torture for the sake of guts and torture. I want to see style. It's got to have some class to it. So yeah, I get that 100%.
I agree. I don't know if it was you. I think it might have been you that said something wants some clash with my trash.
That is one of my sayings. I'm gonna put it on a T-shirt. I want some class with my trash.
With my trash. Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't get how you be not like torture porn, but you like Saw, because I only saw the first one, and that was way too much for me.
Yeah, I think that there's still moments when I watch it, I'm just like, especially I can't think. It was the one with what's his name? From I can't think of the name. It was the one. It was the cop or something. I can't. It was what's his name? He's played the cops before. I can't think of his name, but it was his where they had the heavy guy and the gown. He had to cut off his fat. But that I was like, I was
that's what I was gonna say. Was some of them get kind of really kind of gross.
I've heard that Saw X does that a little bit, but I kind of I can oversee that because of the morality aspect. I don't know. Because basically I'm used to Shakespeare. That's one of my loves is William Shakespeare. And I've said that people think I'm weird, but I said, if Shakespeare were writing today, he'd be writing sitcoms and horror movies.
Yeah.
And that's on Thanksgiving. I would love if I ever got to meet once I directed that. I would love to ask him. I said because the dinner scene, and the end of that, it reminds me of Titus Andronicus, which was Shakespeare's first tragedy that he ever wrote, and it was his most commercially successful, and it was known as the revenge horror, and that's a slasher. You know, and they had cannibalism there, with Queen eating her own teenagers, and I'm like, oh, you know, it's like I described that to Craven, and he almost threw up.
Hey.
He loved Thanksgiving, so it's like, so it's.
Yeah.
I don't think I
like
could
that.
handle Shakespeare doing horror. I wouldn't understand it.
Yeah, one thing I love about all the productions I've seen of it, except for one, there was friends of mine that do original practice, which is no director, they just do it. So they go for
Die,
that.
not to die.
Because people back then love to watch that stuff. But most productions will tone it down. They'll really tone it down, and it only does things off stage. Like the one cat, she's assaulted, but it's done off stage. You never see it. And so that stuff. So it's kind of toned down there. The original. So that's when I've only seen it, and that's when I like it because I just like, I don't need to see stuff like that. But that's the other thing I can't stand is women being assaulted.
It's women and children. Like the kids is like something that I can't really do because I am a dad. I love my children very much, and when I see something like, especially really young, like infants or something like that, like nah, I'm out. Like I can't do it.
It's like Pet Cemetery, and oh my gosh, that stuff like that. I just can't.
Yeah.
I don't handle that. Cujo, I couldn't handle. I could handle the movie, but
I do like Pet Cemetery though, like the Gage aspect. Like I do.
Yeah.
That's an exception, I guess I would give that. But
yeah,
we do have another
actor. Go ahead.
Yeah, Miko Hughes. Like yes, he's coming back. He's definitely coming back. He's coming to some conventions and stuff. So
oh wow,
so, yeah. And he was also in what was it? Dylan's New Nightmare, Jim?
It's Dylan's New Nightmare.
Oh, that's right. He was.
Yeah.
And now I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's got a comeback coming. But we do have another guest, and we might have more show up tonight. But this right now is our last guest for the night for the panel. I know this has been a long opening, and I know chat, you're waiting. I'm going to get to you, and we're going to get into the ranking of all of Wes Craven's films tonight. But tonight is more, I want everyone to be just laid back, relax, have a good night. We haven't hung out in a long time, and let's just enjoy the night. You know, let's celebrate. This isn't supposed to be a sad moment. This is supposed to be a happy moment. Let's celebrate Wes Craven's life. That's what this is about. But we do have a good friend of mine. We have been friends for quite some time. He's been on the channel, but it's been quite some time. But he puts out a lot of cool stuff. I know he's got a lot of good stuff out there that he sells. But he is... That sounded scary, but I know him as Kyle. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, Kyle.
Hey.
Put that damn mask down.
Like that?
Does that glow in the dark?
No, actually, this is a vintage DIV from Fun World. It was from like 2001 to 2010 era. I got an app called Macari. He wanted $180 for it, but I got him. I talked him down to $60.
Nah.
Nice. Okay,
It's
nice.
not-
I hear some interference in someone's mic. I don't know if it's you, Kyle, or Jason. I didn't hear it until I brought both of y'all on, but there's like some... Does anybody else hear it?
I don't hear it so far.
I don't hear.
Okay, maybe it's...
Kyle sounds like a little muffled, but I can still understand him.
Okay, yeah, it sounded like a fan or something like that, like a lot of
Yeah, it
wind.
might be.
How about now? Can y'all still hear it now?
Oh, that's good. That's good there.
Yeah.
But Jason, I don't know. Do you
Alright.
have like a fan on or something that might be hitting
I
the
do have
mic?
no, it's not. There's no actual fan, but there's a.
Because I turned off my I had my headphones on, but
Dude, that actually sounds better. This
Really?
actually sounds better, but yeah, buddy.
let me see with them again.
Okay. I've shut the door to my
Can you
office.
hear us?
Sure.
That might help.
It-
That might help because that's the air conditioning
Yeah,
inside.
I can hear everybody.
Okay, cool. Okay, maybe it's just me. Okay, like I don't know. Like I got faulty equipment over here. So, Kyle, what's been up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. It's been a long time. We keep in touch all the time, but I'm glad to have you here tonight. What are you doing these days? What brought you into horror, and what made you love Wes Craven?
Well, what I'm doing these days, I have just finished making my very own Necronomicon from the Evil Dead franchise. I
we love
printed
horror.
175. Well, let me get it right quick. The one from Evil Dead 2. And
Nice.
I got 175, or it's like that's 87 and a half pages printed, double-sided,
It's amazing.
that I aged and weathered and then stuck into the book. So I've been doing those little projects here and there. What got me into horror was probably my late uncle, Jacob. And believe it or not, the first horror movie I've ever seen was Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And
Wow.
that was actually
Nice.
well, no, that was the first horror movie that that I got to watch with my uncle and my family. But the first horror movie I ever watched was Pet Sematary when I was 4. But New Nightmare was when I was introduced to Freddy Krueger, and that was actually I loved New Nightmare. I loved the concept of it. It blew my mind.
New Nightmare is definitely the scariest for me.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I thought
and
It was real.
Now, Freddy terrified me
exactly,
the most
it
in
felt
the
real because the way that it was filmed, they were filming a movie within a movie, and it just felt so real.
Mm-hmm.
So you can look at it either way.
Yeah, it just had like that realism and that darkness to it that was like kind of scary. There was like I remember going to the movie theater and I was supposed to, like when you're young you can't buy like a rated R ticket. But with me being such a big Freddy Krueger fan, I don't remember the movie that I told my parents to buy, but I acted like I was going in that movie, but I snuck into a New Nightmare and I sat like right there on the edge, like the first seat, and I was just like,
So you can
and I think
get out.
yeah. And I remember sitting there, like sneaking, and I'm like, ooh, I'm so ready for this. And I remember like one of the ushers like walking in and like standing next to me, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to get caught. 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 And he never said anything. I remember him looking at me, but he just said, I think he just like, I'm not gonna do this. He's just like out, and I'm like, all right, cool. And so
Maybe you just thought you're anxious or something.
yeah. And so, man, that
For
scene
another reason.
when Freddy jumps out of the closet and says, "Miss me," like, oh, chills down my spine. It was just like, and it was a build to that. It wasn't just like we got Freddy all the way through that movie. It was like a build to it. It was like,
My favorite scene
wow,
is when
we're
he
going
comes
there.
out. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My favorite scene is whenever he is coming out of the bed at the same time. Heather Langenkamp is portraying the role of Nancy one more time, and as soon as she says to her dad, "Okay, Dad," or "I love you too, Dad," that's when he like fully comes out of the sheet, and it's just an iconic image.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is. Yeah. It was awesome. It was great. It was great.
And then the sequel of Dylan's New Nightmare was pretty cool too. If y'all have seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can watch that right now on
Right.
YouTube if you haven't checked it out. And I think they have
Yeah.
more parts coming out too, right?
I've been talking to the director Cecil Laird behind the scenes, and yes, there he is making another one, possibly 2 more. But the second one, the next one is going to be a fully feature film.
If they can raise
Gonna
the
have
money.
this one. Yeah, if he can raise the money, is it gonna be? Is this
He
going
said
to be
it's
tied
going to
into
take
it?
place. He said it's going to take place. Well, I asked him if he could tell me anything about it, like when it takes place or anything who's in it. Just tell me anything about it at all. He only said, I can tell you that it takes place directly after Dylan's New Nightmare. But that's all I can tell you. So I like that idea, and I really hope they bring back Heather Langenkamp. I really do.
It ended with him on the phone with her, so you
Well,
never
I mean,
know.
if anybody can do it, if it's not Cecil Laird, it's Miko Hughes, because god dang it, they were mother and son in the movie, so they share a bond. If anyone can convince her, it's Miko Hughes, and I really hope he does.
I think there's a good chance that she'll do it. She really loves dancing.
And it's actually, the title is actually, guessed the name of the title. It's called Dylan's New Nightmare 2 right now, but the official title is gonna. I probably shouldn't be saying this. I don't know, but
say it.
It's gonna be Heather's New Nightmare.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that and that angle. So that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Now, the lady that voiced Heather Langenkamp, or Nancy's voice on that phone at the end of Dylan's New Nightmare, she has like a lot of, she does like TikToks. She's like an up and coming like content creator as well.
Yeah, she does a lot of voice. She's voiced Heather Langenkamp. She's voiced Nancy before, I think, in other.
She does like a lot of.
She
does like a lot of cosplay stuff of Nancy. Yeah,
I think I've seen maybe on YouTube or stuff. But yeah, she sounds very much like her, or at least maybe a 30-year-old version of her.
Yeah. Yeah, she does really good content. I'm not gonna lie, but like, so hopefully they can get Heather Langenkamp there for it. So yeah. Okay, I'm not sure if we're gonna get Kyle back. He dropped, but we'll see. He's not with us right now. But let's get to the chat, and then how are y'all up for some ranking? Like, Kyle, have you seen most of Wes Craven's films? Like, how familiar are you with all of his work?
I have seen all of them, to my knowledge, except for, wait. He didn't make vampires. That's John Carpenter. Okay. So I've seen every Wes Craven movie, even Cursed from 2005 with the werewolf, like with Christina Ricci and that Mark. No, I forgot Jesse Eisenberg.
You were gonna say Mark Zuckerberg.
I was, dude. I was
because he played Mark Zuckerberg in Social Network.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's where my mind went on first go.
Josh Hartnett was in that movie too, along with a lot of.
Oh, really? I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it.
I always wanted to see the original cut of Curse because Skeet Ulrich was playing, was a big part of it. They filmed like 75 to 80% of that movie and scrapped it, and Skeet Ulrich is no longer in that movie. Like,
was he the boyfriend of Christina Ricci?
I think so, but the behind the scenes stuff that I have seen of him, it was different scenes. So
well, you're gonna have to send that to me, because when that came out, I was 15, and I was infatuated with that movie. I loved it. I got a bootleg of it when I was 15. I wanted to see it so bad.
Yeah,
and it was really good.
It's really hard to find much information on that movie. I remember E! Entertainment putting out a thing before the movie came out, and it was like Christina Ricci and Skeet Ulrich like running, like jumping out of a window and running down the side of a house. And I'm like, I don't remember that in Cursed at all.
No.
And I'm like, and they just scrapped it. I found out later that they scrapped 75 to 80% of the movie. That's why that movie's kind of like all over the place. It doesn't like flow correctly. Huh. They had to reshoot everything.
I haven't watched it in a while, but I'm gonna have to check it out again and try to spot that.
Yeah,
but
we got
I remember loving it when I was young, a teenager. I'm
Yeah,
33
it's-
now, so it's been like half my life ago.
Yeah. Well, we did have somebody, maybe their internet fell or something. Somebody was backstage, but shit happens. Let's get to the chat and let's get this ball rolling. Let's see here. Let me pull up the chat real quick. Sorry to keep everybody waiting. We got Val in the house. Please hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you, Val. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you're just popping into the chat and popping out and not hanging out for a little bit, please smash that like button before you head out.
It definitely helps the channel. It really does.
It really does. It really does, especially where my channel's at right now. It's like I've been absent from doing a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to get that algorithm built back up. So yeah, a little goes a long way. So yeah, we got Larry Warner. Hey everyone, happy birthday, Wes. I'm at a football practice with my son, so I can't stay, but I'll try to pop in when I get home. His practice should
Larry,
be yeah, man, yeah. And I hope your practice and everything with your son is going well. I have done those days with my son as well, man. So yeah, thank you for being here. We got Paula in the house. What's up, Paula? Always can count on Paula. She's always here. DJ plays favorites. Always, every time he pops in the chat, I always go DJ. That's my DJ. Remember, anybody remember that song? Anybody remember that song at all? Lil Wayne.
It sounds familiar. Yeah, I'm about to say that sounds like an old rapper.
It was like 2000s Lil Wayne or something like that.
Oh God, that's so old. Making me feel my age, man.
I'm old, man. I'm 38. Like,
well, okay.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I feel old.
I feel that. I can relate. I mean, you're not that old. You're 38.
I didn't mean to
38.
stir the hornet's nest. I really did not. At all.
No, you look like you're like in your early 30s, honestly.
Yeah.
I get that a lot, especially at like work and stuff like that. I moisturize, man. Dove soap, man.
I love the new moisturize.
I get that.
More men need to do that.
They do. Yeah.
What's that?
People all the time come. Oh yeah, go ahead, Jen. Yeah.
More men need to moisturize. I mean, I've been with plenty of guys that just don't want to do it. They think it's too feminine smelling. And I'm like, your hands are like sandpaper.
Yeah.
They do make men's skincare that doesn't smell like
Yeah. Right. Right. And you like me, I have like sensitive skin, so I have to like use like stuff that's like specialized for your face. I can't just use like regular old lotion. Like, if it says like body and
same
face
with
lotion,
me, even with the razor, dude. I can't even use certain razors. Like even if it says it's for sensitive skin, it's got that little guard on it. I'll go to shave it, and next day it looked like I used a shard of glass to shave my face because I had those little bloody spots everywhere.
You got Sweeney Todd look. Yeah.
Yeah, but I found the Gillette. Shoot, I forgot the name of it, but you see the commercial for it. Excuse me, commercial for the razor. It's the new Gillette, and the sun goes. It's my generation of razor or whatever, but it has a nice blade. It's got 5 blades. It bevels back and forth, and it comes pretty close to a very nice shave.
Yeah, I found a razor that's electric razor. That's the type that they use in salons to shave and everything, and it's just smooth, just nothing. It's so smooth, and the hair no pulling. I don't have any pulling or anything. That's what I hate about electric razors. It pulls on your hair. It hurts like hell, but this doesn't. So it's amazing.
Well, I also have a Philips Norelco. That is my main thing that I use, and it is a dry buzzer as well. It's wet. You can use it as a wet one as well. So I can lather it up and turn it on and shave with it, rinse it off, or just dry buzz it off, and it still comes to a close shave as well. I love that thing. I think it's always on charge.
My hair grows so fast. I have to get like a haircut like every 2 weeks. And then with my facial hair, like I have to use the Gillette as well, like the thin blades that are like 5 or 6 blades or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I have to like make sure like I'm under the skin, like everything has got to be even.
I even use
Like
hair conditioner because my hair is so
okay.
coarse. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's so thick. It's so coarse that I have to moisturize it and soften it. If not, like I can't catch it. And no matter how fresh the blade is, I can nick myself.
Yeah.
Okay, how did we get here?
I don't know. I don't know. But we do have a knock at the door.
Yeah.
We got. Okay, I think I know who this is. I think
we went, took a wrong turn somewhere.
Kyle too.
Sorry. We don't know where we go here. Anyways, we got a good friend of the channel, our friend, my buddy, my brother from another mother. If we can bring him up. Oh, he dropped. I think it's Marcus trying to come in, but his internet might not be that great. So yeah, it looked like it was Marcus. But we'll see if he comes back in. Let's get back to the chat, and then we'll start our little ranking system here.
Hey, Dustin, do you mind if I smoke a cigarette?
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, that's what I asked.
I'm kidding,
well,
bro.
I mean, I asked. You know, when secondhand smoke kills, I don't know how that works virtually, but it's your channel, so I just wanted to ask.
I don't have a smell-o-vision. I don't have that. Oliver's in. Dude. Oliver's in the house. What's up, buddy? Good evening, sinners. Well, good evening to you too, buddy. Let's see here. I'm gonna start skipping down the line because I know I'm kind of like far behind a little bit. We got DJ saying, "Hey, Destination, have you ever considered a debate between Wes Craven and Alfred Hitchcock?" I have, because both are masters of horror. I mean, like I'm a little biased because I am a Wes Craven fan. But Alfred Hitchcock definitely was probably inspiration to Wes Craven. So yes, that's actually a great stream or a great video to make, man. So yeah, I might consider that for sure. You know, oh, we got Jamie in the house. What's up, Jamie? Welcome.
Hey, Jamie.
Marcus is here, trying to come in.
Hey, Marcus.
Here. I'm just gonna skip over. If I skip you, just re-put your comment in the chat, and I'll get to you. Catherine Jen is here. Hey, all. We'll have to watch later. I'm at work. Yeah, Catherine. Hey, it will go in replay mode, so don't worry. Absolutely. This is for you, Jason. What's up, buddy? I hope you're well. Chooch. Cha-cha-cha. Ha ha ha. What is this an inside joke that I'm not aware of?
That is from Friday the 13th. The sound that they make in the Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
But he doesn't say choo choo choo. It ain't a fucking train.
C-H-A.
Cha-cha-cha.
Yeah.
I love Mark.
I knew what he was trying to say.
Yeah,
I caught on instantly.
He and Val, that's how I got, because another thing I don't really care for is his supernatural horror, but paranormal, but possession horror, but he's the one that got me, and Val got me into, and I love the Conjuring franchise. So, yeah. That's they're the ones that helped me get out. I thank both of them for that one. That was so much fun being on that.
Yeah. All right, we'll see if he can grace us with his presence later. Let's see here. I say we're gonna have to jump into this game. I might be just a little bit behind. Dang, I didn't realize that. What's up, Lady Luna's in the house? A hashtag digital bouncer, kicking trolls' asses one stream at a time. Oh yeah. What's up, Luna?
I like that digital bouncer.
Hell yeah, dude. We said that a long time ago, didn't we?
I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm having a flashback. Like, I remember when you came up with that. Like, I like it.
I have a T-shirt that says it. T-shirt that has the logo, says moderator, it says hashtag digital bouncer.
Yep. Because
Nice.
Jen's a digital bouncer as well. Like that was the OG of Destination Station whenever I was first getting going. So,
Wow.
So hell yeah.
That's
Dom,
awesome.
are you still here, man? I just want to make sure you're awake.
I'm right here, buddy. What's up?
Okay. All right.
They probably had it on mute.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure before we get started because we are going to start ranking this. I'm going to share my screen, and before we get going, I want all of us, if y'all can all work together and help me keep up with the chat, and we do this ranking of where we place these films, because some of these I haven't seen, some of them y'all probably seen and can have more input on. But also, I want the chat to have their input as well on where you think this should be listed. Because
Val is very good at keeping track of things like that.
Okay, all right, awesome, Jen.
I can try to piggyback off you, Jen. I can.
Okay.
Right now,
can try to piggyback off you a little bit because my medicine is still working, so I can probably remember stuff good too.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we'll all work together. We'll try to. I'm pretty sure that some of these we're gonna know exactly where they fall, but
oh yeah,
but
definitely.
Some of them I'm gonna have to like do my research and actually check up on some of his earlier work.
Yeah, Dracula 2000, dude. What about it? You've never seen it?
What, Dracula 2000?
Yes, you did. We did it with Watch
Yeah.
Party.
Yeah.
Okay.
How dare him? Put your foot in your
stop.
mouth.
Lord forgive me. I'm sorry, Destiny. I'm sorry.
We did.
Okay.
We
Hey,
did
if
Watch
somebody
Party
put-
on this channel, he and I did. So,
What
Yeah.
about Dracula 3 Ascension?
Okay, that's not Wes
Or
Craven.
two.
That's just.
That's-
But here,
2 was.
That-
That's all I meant. The second one.
if anybody puts in a super chat in the chat, Kyle will put his foot in his mouth. For
No.
just your big
I
toe.
didn't get out of the
Just your big
shower. I didn't get out of the shower.
I think you should just put it in anyway.
Honestly, Dracula 2000 wasn't even Wes Craven. He produced it. I think he helped write it, but he didn't direct it.
No, it was actually directed
Dude,
by
we ain't got the
Patrick
super
Lussier.
chat yet.
I
Patrick
still did it.
Lussier.
I still did
Right.
it though.
Good. But
the
isn't
hell did that taste?
Didn't Patrick Lussier direct 2000?
He did.
That's
He
what I
did.
thought.
Yeah, and it was
He did.
presented by Wes Craven. So I think he was an
Oh.
executive
Oh!
producer.
Dang, I didn't know. I thought Wes Craven made that movie, Dracula
Yeah.
2000.
No.
Holy
was just
crap,
marketing
okay, well-
mainly.
My past life is a lie. So
Sorry,
But Wishmaster 1 he did.
I remember
Yes.
Wishmaster. I loved
Oh,
Wishmaster.
me too. I
He
love-
directed Wishmaster?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Just the
Jen.
first one.
just
I gotta
the
fact check.
just the first one.
Let me fact check that real quick, because
He produced Wishmaster, but he didn't direct Wishmaster. It was
ha. Thank you, Google.
Wait, what?
It was before I could even search it up. Thank you, Dom. Come on. What were you saying?
no, it was produced by Wes Craven, but I think it was directed by either Steve Meyer or what's that guy's name? I forgot who directed it, but it's definitely not Wes. Wes
Oh wow.
I didn't think he directed it. I knew he had his input on it, but I thought it was another Wes Craven's Presents type of movie. Like he produced it or maybe helped write it in some capacity. But
Whenever I see Wes Craven Presents, I always thought that means that it's okay. He directed it.
No,
When I was younger.
it was Robert Kurtzman, one of the T&B effects artists. Robert Kurtzman.
Okay.
So basically, Wes just gave a lot of people their start.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, he was marketing. You put his name on anything, it's sold. Especially after A Nightmare on Elm Street, it was just kind of like, all right,
Oh,
whatever he
yeah.
touches is gold.
It's
So,
gold.
Yep. But he did, and we will go over it, Kyle. He did direct a vampire movie. Do you know which one it was? Don't look it up.
I do.
I'm not, because I'm on my phone right now. I'm using the stream. So,
Vampire-
I got the TV playing. So I
Vampire
have
in
no idea.
Brooklyn. Vampire in Brooklyn,
Jen.
right? But
Well, see, I would not have known that because I have never seen it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one of
Yes,
the ones
Angela
I
Bassett
haven't
in it, her
seen.
only horror movie.
Is it really that good?
It is.
It's good. It's good. I watched it not too long ago. I did like a film.
It aged pretty well.
It ages pretty good, man. I think it ages better now than it did then. I think it's probably came out in the wrong time or something, maybe.
Has
Because it's
Julia
Eddie
Roberts
Murphy.
and Cosby Show.
It's
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
as a vampire.
Yeah,
so-
I remember that. I just haven't seen it. I might have to check it out soon.
Julia
Yeah.
White is the what's the Renfield character? He's so funny. He's from Cosby Show.
yeah. Who was it? What was his name?
Julia White. Yeah, he was.
Okay.
And then Angela Bassett has done all those dramas and it's like that. That was her only horror movie. She was a good vampire.
Yeah.
Sexy vampire.
So that was her only horror movie.
Or I think so. I might be wrong, but yeah, I think.
Yeah. She's great. She's always been great. Okay. I think I've caught up with the chat. I kind of if I skipped over your comment or anything, I apologize. You can replace it in the comment section. But we got to get to this ranking, guys and ladies. We have to get this ball rolling because I did not realize we are an hour already into the stream, and Shay is on a completely different time zone than we are. What time is it there, Shay?
5:15 a.m.
5:15 a.m. Oh,
Yeah.
Shay, you got a stalker.
No, psychic.
All right, let me share this real quick and let's get this going. I want to see how well, because y'all are probably going to school me on some of this, and honestly, I'm gonna need some help on where to place some of this stuff because I have not seen all of his filmography. So let me see what I can do here.
Craven, something scary is in the chat.
Hey, Craven.
Oh, he is.
He is.
Here we go. Let's see here. Oh, what's up? What's up, buddy? Welcome. Man, he probably knows all of this stuff. That's how me and Steven became good friends. Was we were both just our passion for Wes Craven was just none other. It was just a matter of time for us to collab. But
That's how he and I met.
Yeah. I think it was around that same time. Yeah,
it was
maybe a little bit later.
It was before Scream 5 came out.
Yeah, same here. Mine was like a little bit before it came out, like during promotion for Scream 5. That's how I came across Craven's channel.
Actually, Craven didn't have his channel when I met him. I met him on Movie Bros.
Oh,
wow.
So Movie Bros was first. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, nice. Heck yeah.
I'm an OG.
I think my first time ever. OG, triple G, OG, triple double G. I don't know. Anyways.
Am I too slouched down? Or should I bend my camera angle down a little bit?
Yeah, you can bring it down just a little bit. There you go. A little bit further.
I can't see anything that's on that tier list.
That's on the what?
On the tier list, I can't see anything that's written on it.
Well, hold on.
It's too small.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm on a holder.
Oh, you're good, dude. Yeah. That's better. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, before we get started, I want to play a little video that I came across. Jim. What's he about to play? you know, this was just touching to me because, you know, like I've been watching like a lot of interviews recently of Wes Craven, and I feel like I don't know, like given his background and his what do you call it, like the stuff that he went through, I kind of like I relate to. I really do. And I just think that this guy, it's like I understand him. I don't know why. I think that just takes it to another level of why I love his work. I love John Carpenter too, but I just feel like Wes Craven is just a genuine soul. He's just a sweet guy. And he has like a really, really strong passion for horror. And, you know, before we get started, I just want to play this quick little video of Wes. And you can just see from his mannerisms, the way he talks, that he's just a good guy. And he's brought us so many memories and so many movies. I love the guy. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. But here we go. Before we get started, let's go ahead and let's just hear what he has to say.
Well, yeah, I have a very sort of ambivalent view of myself as an artist or as a filmmaker. I mean, somebody once, when I was first starting in films in New York, says, if you want something on your gravestone and you're in the film business, I think the best thing is filmmaker. If you can honestly say that, that's all you need to say. And that I think I would like that on my gravestone, along with whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I just think that
he is so genuine and pure. Like, you can sense that from him.
You really can, man. Like, he's just like, you can tell that like he means everything that he says. Like, if you talk to him on the street, if you ran into him in a coffee shop, wherever, you would have no idea of the creativity that's going on up here. He's on another level.
Yes.
You know, he was always ahead of his time.
He was meta before meta was even a thing.
Exactly. Yes. And now we even got like Marvel being meta. We got everything being meta. It's like the hip thing now. It's like Scream was before its time.
No, not Scream. Wes Craven was the blueprint for a lot of movies, not just a certain movie. Yeah. Wes Craven himself was the blueprint for a lot of movies.
Yeah. His creativity is just on another level. Thinking of Freddy Krueger, taking it to a psychological level with the slasher, with dreams and everything, is just, it's what nightmares are made of, like they say. You know, like he knows how to scare you. He knows how to get under that skin, and I just don't feel like anybody else can get to that level. I just don't. I mean, he does make some fun horror movies, but he knows how to shift the tone.
I have a feeling, I get this real gut feeling that because they work so close together, that Scream 7 is going to be amazing because Kevin worked so tightly with Wes.
Yes, I agree with you, Jen.
I think it's going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
It's going to be like having Wes back.
And it's going to force a sequel, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a new trilogy. I think this is going to be.
That's what I'm banking on. That's what I'm banking on on Scream 7. Like, the success of it will let us know if it's going to be a trilogy or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a sequel, a direct sequel from Scream 3.
I think Scream 7 will be a direct sequel from Scream 4, and we get Dewey back.
Or
the other rumor I heard was that the opening of Scream 7 will be of Gail writing the events of Scream 5 and Scream 6 as one of her books. So that's like a side story that never really happened. It's a story in their reality that Gail wrote was one of her books. So that way we would have Dewey back. And it would explain away the Carpenters not being there, or the Core 4. Now, I don't know how much weight that theory has or not, but I can take either one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like almost like I would accept it to be a direct sequel to Scream 4 or Scream even 3. Because you got to think that like Kevin Williamson created the character of Dewey. You would think he would want to play with that character. Like he's probably
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
hold
Yeah.
on, like it doesn't feel right without him.
I
So-
don't think that they would go, back to after 3 because Kevin and Wes did 4 together, so I don't think they would throw that away.
Yeah,
Although
I don't think they would.
It should be thrown away, but
Don't let Craven hear that.
That's it.
he
No,
knows
what
how
was
I
getting-
feel that 4.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
At least 4 is not in last place anymore. 6 is, but
Oh wow, really? You rank
Yeah.
6 as the last place, Jen? Okay.
yep,
Wow,
Interesting.
Jen.
4 has moved up.
4 has moved
Four-
up. 4 is
Wow. 4 is always last for me.
4 is always
Yeah.
last for me too. Like honestly, I'm sorry.
I
Steven.
say that as I have a Scream 4 TD mask, probably out of camera, and another Scream 4 mask. So I got two different versions of the Scream 4 mask. I have 14 different Ghostface masks
Hey,
right
the
now.
mask is great.
I mean, honestly,
Best
I
part
think
of the movie.
the best thing about 4 was Jill at the end.
The reveal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she didn't do any of the killing except for Charlie and her boyfriend.
But see,
Right.
that's
And
the
she
thing.
stabbed Sydney. That's it. Charlie obliviated Olivia. Like, brutalized her. That was all Charlie. She
And that's the
did
thing.
nothing.
It's like that's why I didn't really like it as much because I felt like it dipped too far into the cheese, too far than it needed to be. Like it was like borderline scary movie, and I'm like, hold on,
Yeah.
no, I
Yeah,
want to bring
gotcha.
that back, like, and I before I saw the movie, this might have brought it down. Probably, I'm pretty sure it did. I was spoiled on who the killers were before I walked into that movie, and I was thinking in my head, I hope it's not, but I had it in the back of my mind. So,
No, wow.
as much as Jill was surprising as a killer, Charlie was always on right there. I was like, he's a Culkin. I've
If
seen
you
The
pay
Good Son.
attention to Jill, you can tell she's the second killer because when Olivia is getting killed, she's at the window. Jill
At the
has her phone standing up. She's recording the kill that you see later on. That they reveal it in the final act.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I didn't like the opening. I thought the opening set the tone that I just
the
didn't
opening
like.
was horrible.
The
Absolutely
opening
horrible.
confused me.
It's- And
Yeah, for
another
me-
thing I don't like about 4 is the voice of
The
Roger L.
filter.
Jackson. There's something about his voice that was off, that was not menacing. It sounded almost borderline scary movie to me.
I have it on digital. I'll have to get that. I'll have to watch it. Watch Scream 4 again. But the only thing I didn't like about it, aside from the killers, was that yellow filter. I hope the remastered 4K version that they're doing next year doesn't have it.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
me, I think what
I think Dewey was a real jerk in 4.
He was,
He was a jerk.
but can you
Yeah.
blame him? Look what she did. Look at it from his perspective. I agree with both parties. Okay, I'm neutral, but she got really, really big on on her part. She with him until they got well. They fell in love. When it was her break, they went, but he didn't really. It didn't really clash. Didn't work. He wanted to go back to Woodsboro.
No, that was 5.
Well, that was 5.
Yeah.
4 was,
No,
4 she
he
was writing. She was trying to write the book. That's right.
She had a writer's
4,
block.
she was trying to write something else, and when the killing started, and he was sheriff, and he wouldn't let her be part of it, even though she.
Yeah, she went rogue.
Yeah.
for me,
because he was just a dick to her.
Yeah,
As I understand-
I agree, Jen. He was. Forced
As
her to
I
go
understand-
rogue, and he's basically the reason she got stabbed by Jill.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, or Charlie.
See, as I understand, I guess what it was originally Wes's plan was, I think, basically this is what I understood. This probably just could be just rumor, but is basically he was so tired of with Harvey Weinstein's interference, and he said, we said originally all we wanted to do was a trilogy, and he was pushing a fourth one. But the original intent was he and Kevin was to, okay, if you're going to ruin this film, whatever, let us do it. And I think he, every step of the turn, he did all these. I don't know, that could be wrong because we don't know what he was thinking, but that he was just trying to every way to just make Harvey Weinstein look stupid. Made stupid decisions. I don't know. I could be wrong because we don't know what he.
You can talk. Screen 3 actually confirms what you're saying, in my opinion.
Harvey Weinstein didn't need anybody to make him look stupid.
Because he was mad.
He did it himself.
Yeah, but Wes was so mad. He was so angry.
Yes, he was very crafty.
But that's why I love Scream 3 so much, because they basically outed him. Outed Weinstein in that movie.
Yes, they did. Jen, and Scream 3 will always be my childhood favorite one.
Yep, my favorite sequel.
Okay, yeah. Scream 3, I honestly like Scream 3 over Scream 4. I mean, I'm right there.
Yeah.
I don't know about Scream 2, but Scream 3 definitely gets more hate than it deserves.
You were right. We did get into Scream.
It's going to go to Scream Talk. You can't help but do it.
You can't, right.
Scream 2 didn't have a great opening, though.
Okay, I don't know if y'all can see that, but
lift it.
It's the Scream 3 poster signed by Lynn McCree and as Marie.
Oh God, I want one.
I want
it.
She's so great.
I want it on Craven's channel.
Yep.
So
well,
yeah,
look at you. I ain't ever won shit.
It's Val. Val gets it all.
One cool thing that I got.
One of the reasons I would love them to do a new Nightmare route with Scream is to bring Lynn back.
I'd love to hear that backstory. I went out the backstory of all of them.
Yep. I would love it to go a prequel that starts in Hollywood when she was there. That would be awesome.
That would be
to go
great.
to Hollywood and then
I had a theory or speculation for a while about how maybe Wes Craven's New Nightmare and Scream are in the same universe, because Wes Craven's New Nightmare takes place in reality, and movies, Nightmare movies exist and all that, and then Scream is also taking place in reality where the Nightmare movies and horror movies exist and all that, and they're both by Wes Craven. So I always it's kind of speculation that they might be in the same universe. I think that would be cool, but
that's an interesting theory.
It's an interesting theory, but actually, I mean, yes, Wes Craven directed Scream, but he didn't write it. Kevin Williamson wrote it.
That was Kevin Williamson, right, Jen?
Yep.
Yeah, that's like I said. Kevin Williamson has been there since the beginning. So has Christopher Landon. Christopher Landon's been there behind the scenes since the beginning. That's why he would have made a great director. Yeah. But yeah, as Kevin Williamson has been there since the beginning. It's his baby. He created it. He created some characters, and Wes just made it come to life.
That's why I believe 7 is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the biggest hit of 2025. I believe it's going to be coming out in 2025, around October. I believe it's going to be Christmas themed, because they're filming it in December, and it's pretty much winter everywhere in December, depending on where you live. Basically, I mean, at least for me, it's winter.
And
so I would love to see Ghostface in snow with the blood in the snow, or even Ghostface with a white robe. I heard rumors of that. That would be pretty cool, so he could blend in. That would be pretty awesome.
And they've never had a Scream film open on Halloween, which would be neat. Yeah.
It would be cool if they took over that spot like Saw used to,
Yeah, Saw always came out on my birthday, October 28th. Every year, every time Saw came out, it
Damn,
was
you had a
always
good
on my
birthday.
birthday. Yeah, on my birthday, every time.
Hell
Every
yeah.
time.
Oh yeah. One thing that you know, like I think Scream 7 is going to be something special. There's a couple of things that like I keep in the back of my mind that like, and I'm not throwing shade or negativity towards it or anything like that. Like I think Kevin Williamson's going to give us something special, even though that he's not credited as a writer. He is a writer. You know he's going to have his hand on that
You will
with
know
eye.
what is him and what was Wes Craven when Scream 7 comes out. Like you
Or
will
with
know,
Guy
you'll be
being
able
the
to
writing.
differentiate who was who and who did what. And I
But
have
you
a
gotta
feeling that Scream
remember-
7 is going to be a banger.
But you got to remember, Kevin is a writer before he's a director.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like one of his biggest movies that I think that he directed was Teaching Mrs. Tingle. I don't know if y'all ever remember.
Yeah, that's
that
the
movie.
only
Yeah.
thing
It's
I've
the
heard
only
that
thing
he's
is-
credited for.
Right.
But
So
that was way
and
before Scream. I mean, he worked side by side with Wes.
it was after Scream. The Teaching
after
Mrs.
Scream?
Tingle. It was after Scream. Because I remember I was like a big fan of Scream, and then I saw his name attached, and it was supposed to be darker and less comedy, but then because of events that were going on in the world, they made it more lighthearted and more comedy. Now, and here's another thing that I always try to keep in mind.
Keep in mind, and then remember, we got to get to this tier.
Yeah. We're going to right after this. When him and Wes first worked on that first Scream film, there was times that he was like, Wes, that's too much. It's too much blood, especially when Billy and Stu were stabbing each other in the kitchen. And it almost grossed him out. And Wes was saying to him, like, well, they're stabbing
It's a
each
horror
other.
movie.
It's got to be like that.
Yeah.
So I just hope with him being in the director's chair, he doesn't tone down the blood and the intensity.
I think he will honor.
I mean, I think the story is
Wes.
going to be great. The story is going to be
he's
great.
going to honor Wes, and I think he's going to honor Wes in that department.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really
too.
do believe so. I really do. Even Radio Silence did the best they could by honoring Wes. I mean, you got to give them props for that at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's get to this tier ranking. We're a little bit over this. I mean, time can just get away from us. We could talk about this shit all day.
It's not even Wes Craven's birthday anymore where I am.
It's all right. We're still celebrating it.
I still got
after party.
25 minutes.
Like Steven says, it's Wes Craven month. So
It's Wes Craven month. Yeah, there you go.
That's
okay.
why that's why Craven's gonna do a watch party, hopefully, of Music of the Heart.
Yeah, I might need to check that out because I've never seen that movie. So
I
y'all
think
keep
he said
talking about it.
I think he said they were gonna do it on Movie Bros though, because he wants to keep his channel
Strictly horror.
horror.
Yeah.
But
no,
we gotta do that one of these years during Craven month. We have to do that movie.
Yeah.
Because it was beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's get into the first movie that put Wes Craven on the map. Last House on the Left, 1972. Two teenage girls heading into a rock concert for one's birthday try to score marijuana in the city where they are kidnapped and brutalized by a gang of psychopathic killers.
Can you
have
read
y'all
off the
seen-
list? Can you read off
Yes.
what all the tiers are?
Yeah, right here we have pretty much it's A, B, C, D. Where do you rank them as far as that?
Oh, okay.
As far as like epic, like masterpieces, that's where we're gonna put them here. So he has so much on his plate. Like we're gonna just go from like oldest to newest, like from the beginning to the end. So Last House on the Left is the first film that he directed that, like they marketed as people were fainting and vomiting in the theaters and all that kind of stuff. I've seen the remake. I've seen clips of the original, but I have never seen the original
I saw the
from
original.
beginning to end.
Same. The remake blew my mind. I felt dirty after watching it. Like, and I was
And
young.
I think that's
too.
why I didn't go back. I think that's why I didn't go back, because I saw it
Same
once and I
here.
felt like I didn't want to see it again.
Yeah,
I've
I
only
felt
seen
like
it
it
once.
was too disturbing for my young brain at that time. Even though I loved horror movies, but that one just got me in a psychological way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one I saw.
Oh, so they're both that horrible?
No. I just
No,
don't.
maybe not like the story, like what happens, like horrible in a good way. Like it's a good movie, but it's horrible as to what happens in the movie.
It's the content that's in it. It's not. There's no fun factor to it. It's just tragic and
It's just
dark. Yeah.
The original one, it was the original one that came out. It was for that time period. It was just so nobody ever saw the full length of a woman being assaulted. You never saw that.
Really?
You never saw that ever on screen before that time. That was the first
I
time.
never saw any of these in the theater.
It was controversial. I saw it on video, but it just it was just gut bone. It was just made me throw up. I could not handle. I watched it and that was it. I've never seen it since. I haven't even watched the remake.
Same, Jason. Same. Like I've watched it like maybe twice in my life. The last time I was probably in my 20s, so it's been over 10 years since I've seen it, and I don't want to see it again. It's that good of a movie that you feel it. It's a powerful movie, especially the remake, and I love the revenge that the parents give. And, I just love it. I love the ending.
That's what makes it such groundbreaking, because it showed how sometimes you're forced into becoming the monsters that attack you. It's sometimes you're just put in that situation.
Exactly.
You can't control it.
Exactly. Very powerful family moment.
Yeah. Shay, have you seen this?
No, I've never seen this before, or the remake. I don't like watching films where that kind of stuff happens in them. Like I've heard what happens in like some of these films, and I just didn't watch any of them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely understand. What about you, Dom?
Yeah. But it's just, the film it's scary, in terms of like the reality of it. And I think that's why it's definitely like up there, and like up there where like scary like films like The Exorcist or like stuff like that, because
it's
of
shocking.
Shocking, and how real it is, how like this could happen, So I definitely think it's definitely like one of those films that is up there with that. Is it rewatchable? In a way, I would say maybe once in a while, but I wouldn't say people watch it every other day or every other week or whatever. Like they don't, like for me personally,
It's like a one and done.
Yeah. Like one and done. Like,
it's not an enjoyable experience, but it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Where would y'all rank this? Because honestly, I can't rank this. I mean, I would give it.
I give the remake, if it was by Wes Craven, I'd give the remake between a B and an A, honestly, if it was by Wes Craven. But
no, it wasn't.
The first one, I would have to probably say A as well. I mean, I've never seen it, but the remake was amazing.
What about you, Jason, since you've seen the movie?
A.
An A? Wow, okay. Jen?
Yeah.
I did not. I don't think I saw the original.
Okay.
So I can't really rank it.
If anybody in the chat, we got Paula saying she'd give it a C. We got Jamie saying Last House on the Left is brutal and a hard watch, but I think it's a good film, at least a B. Okay, so we got A, B, and C. So let's go ahead and let's just put it as a B. I believe y'all, because I've heard nothing but great things about this movie. I just don't think it's for me.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
I think B is a good, because it really is the movie that brought us to where Wes Craven gave us what we have today. Like, it's what put him on the map. that shocking value is what kept him in the game and gave him green lights to make more movies for us. So B, give it a
Oh, hey,
solid
my
B.
sorry, Dixon, my battery is dying, so I'm gonna have to go and charge my phone.
You're good, bro. You're
Yeah, I'll
absolutely
check
good,
y'all
man.
back later on if I can.
Okay, dude. Yeah,
All right,
Have a
y'all.
good night, dude.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Later.
Later.
All right. Let's move to the next one. This is the original The Hills Have Eyes. I love the remake. This is another one that I have not seen. Actually, I saw half of it, but I can't remember much. I was so young when I watched this. Anybody else? Have y'all had a chance to check out The Hills Have Eyes that Wes Craven made, the original?
I saw the original. I haven't seen the remake.
The remake is so good.
Yeah, I haven't seen either.
Is it as shocking? Is it shocking like I know the remake has some stuff in it that's like very like it's kind of like that feeling like you feel icky a little bit like this isn't enjoyable, but it is a good movie. Is that kind of how the original is as well?
For me, it was basically not as bad, almost as bad as Last House, but not. There was not as when they deal with assault on women, but it was the cannibalism. It was it was just it just was the idea of it. You didn't really see anything, but it's just watching. It's again the torture aspect of it. It's what got me.
Compared to Last House on the Left, was it like a step up or
a little bit less than
a little less?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't as bad.
So we'd say more like a C, right?
For me, yeah.
Or yeah, I would say, or we could like
saying a B.
Yeah, you could do.
Well, we could put it. We could keep Last House on the Left there, and then Hills Have Eyes as like a B, but behind Last House on the Left. We could do it like that
because they're so close.
Right. Yeah, I figured they were like similar in nature, just given the fact of like me seeing the remakes of both of them. That I was like, ooh, they're both kind of like really good, but it never intrigued me to go back and watch the originals just because of the source material. So that's how kind of like where I was with it. So yeah. All right, I feel confident with that. Like I'm glad some of y'all have seen it and give some input on it. Now this is one that I have never even heard of until I started doing his filmography. I don't know if y'all have, but it's The Summer of Fear. It was a TV movie that he directed.
Never seen it.
Never
It
saw
says a teenage girl's life is turned upside down after her cousin moves into her house, and as time goes by, she begins to suspect that she may be a practitioner of witchcraft.
Oh, I want to see it.
I know.
That.
Linda Blair.
That's my kind of movie.
Linda Blair is the main actress. She's the lead.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think
Craven ever did. That's probably the only one he's ever done with witchcraft, I think, or maybe close to it. Yeah.
The fact that Linda Blair is like not like majorly traumatized is amazing to me.
Yeah.
Because some of the roles that she did as a child, oh my goodness.
Yeah. There was a lot of writers on this one, but yeah, Linda Blair is definitely the lead, and just I mean, I don't think the cover art gives it justice, but Summer of Fear sounds like something. It came out in 1978. It is PG-13. But it was, I don't know what network it came out on. It doesn't say here, but yeah, might be something we have to like look into and maybe do a watch party on. But I don't really know where to rank this, so we'll just put it as, what do y'all think? Like maybe behind Hills Have Eyes and just kind of get it out the way for now, and kind of like kind of in the middle, but behind all them. All right.
Yeah.
So the next one is I have seen this movie. I know I've seen this movie, but it's just been so dang long. Hold on, I'm trying to get back to the movie itself. Deadly Blessing that he directed.
I haven't seen that one. I've seen like the first half of it, but didn't finish it.
Yeah, I feel like this recently got like a Criterion released, or maybe like a Scream Factory release, but it says after her husband dies under mysterious circumstances, a widow becomes increasingly paranoid of the neighboring religious community that may have diabolical plans for her. The artwork looks really cool, honestly. And
wow, that sounds like a forerunner to Hereditary.
yeah, it came out in 1981.
So Hereditary might have taken some of its ideas maybe from it.
He also has a writing credit on this, so Wes Craven helped write and direct this one. So
I'll have to rewatch it again.
I'll have to or not rewatch it, but I'll have to watch it one day for sure. So we're gonna put that one, since nobody is pretty familiar with that. I don't see anybody in the chat that says that they've seen it. Usually Jamie has seen everything.
Yeah.
But yeah. Deadly Blessing is okay. I don't remember liking it much. C. Okay, well, Jamie says it's a C, and she's the only one that has seen it, so we're going to place it as a C. So, yeah, you win, Jamie. You win on that one. All right, now this one I did see. This one I was a big fan of whenever I was younger. Every iteration of it, I'm intrigued about. Like, I love that they came out with like a recent show that was like really high budget. It kind of got dropped. But of Swamp Thing. Anybody ever seen Swamp Thing, the original?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I love it. It's one of my guilty pleasures.
It is. It's. I remember renting this all the time. That was before I knew I was a Wes Craven fan. But like Swamp Thing was the jam back in the day. Like I was renting Batman and Swamp Thing all the time. I don't know why. So. Shay, have you seen Swamp Thing, the original?
No, I think I watched some of that show, but technically, doesn't this mean that Wes Craven has made a DC project? Isn't Swamp Thing like DC?
I think it did become DC. Was it originally DC? Let me see.
It's like Blade. Yeah, can't think.
Yeah. It might have been like originally DC Comics and everything. Ray Wise was in this. Wes Craven did write and direct this. But it was PG, which there was no probably PG-13, I don't think, at that time. I don't know. That's a good question that you brought up, Shay. Like, I'm not quite sure if Swamp Thing was originally part of the DC.
I'll look it up quickly.
Yeah, let me know. But I'd have to give Swamp Thing. I'd have to give it a B for sure. Maybe even an A just for nostalgia factors. Like I love Swamp Thing, and I still think that like even with like the time that it came out, I think it holds up. And it definitely has a staple in cinema.
I checked on my Siri. It does say it's part of the DC universe.
Wow. Let's put that one as an A.
Yeah, I agree with Jamie on that.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamie's always on her stuff. She's seen stuff. She always schools me and everything. Jamie says, I love Swamp Thing. I saw it 3 times, once at the theater and twice in the drive-in. That movie gets an A. Great memories of family. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Paula says A. It was a classic when it first came out, I think. Everyone loves Swamp Thing when it came out.
I love my guilty pleasure movies. They're fun.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So this is another one that, I kind of just did not see, kind of like the original, but the sequel to Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, never seen.
I don't know.
The reboot.
You've seen the reboot?
Yeah.
The remake? Yeah, the remake for sure. Yeah. Oh, we got. Look who's back. What's up, buddy?
Yay, Kyle.
I'm back.
You made it.
You're late, buddy. We're done. We're wrapping up right now.
I'll go then. Good night.
Only kidding, man. Only kidding.
I know you are. I know you're not done.
Well, yeah, we haven't gotten to the meat and potatoes of Wes Craven. So
My story, everything crashed on me.
oh man, it happens, man. Marcus is having a hard time connecting as well. So yeah, this is as far as we got. We just got done with Swamp Thing. We're on The Hills Have Eyes 2. Have you seen that?
Oh, I have, and it's
The original.
The original Hills Have Eyes 2.
Yeah.
It's not a good sequel at all. I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
Just like it's on the same level as the. To me, this is just my opinion. It's on the same level as the remake sequel too. It's not that good as.
Yeah.
I think anyway, but I will say this. Michael Berryman still does an amazing job of his character. You got the guy who played what's his name in Part 7 in there. But it's not a movie I go back to that often. With Hills of Ice 2. We're talking about the sequel, right, or the original first, or the sequel?
The original Hills of Us 2. Yeah,
Oh.
because Wes Craven didn't direct the reboots. He'd only presented them like he did a bunch of other horror movies.
Yeah, Hills of Ice 2. Definitely not the second.
Not the
one.
greatest.
Not the greatest.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, I'm just curious what Jamie's saying. I'm going to give it a B for freaking me the heck out. What freaks you the heck out? Like, I'm just curious, like, over the original. But she's saying putting it as C is fair. Okay.
Yeah, C is fair. Yeah, C is fair.
C is fair? Okay. Well, yeah, it's right behind Hills of Oz. Let's put it at C because I can't judge it. I don't know if anybody else can, but that's something that I've always wanted to do is go back and watch some of these movies that I have not seen of Wes Craven's. It's just with the way media is presented to us today with streaming and everything. It's just like I just forget, man. I'm a big physical media person. I feel like if I see it, I'll pop it in before I'll click on it if I just scroll across it.
I agree if
don't
Jamie
know.
does have disturbing moments. I just think it was a step down even more.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. All right. Now we're getting into some heavy stuff here. We're on A Nightmare on Elm Street. One of the best horror movies, if not the best horror movie in some cases of all time.
Number one.
Oh,
First place. Definitely A. Give
This
it
is-
an A.
I'd give it epic.
Who said B?
I'd
yeah,
say
who the heck?
A.
I'm about to mute your ass.
Yeah, who said B? What the heck?
All right, Nightmare on Elm Street. There's something about Freddy Krueger. I mean, that character alone. Okay, Freddy's not somebody just in a mask killing people. It's not just your typical old slasher. It is a character. It's on another level. It's got that psychological angle. It's got that music. It's got everything going for it. The mood, the atmosphere. Honestly, and y'all all might disagree, but I like A Nightmare on Elm Street more than I like Halloween, the original.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't stand Halloween.
Yeah.
Wow. I wasn't going to say that, but yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I know. I've tried. I've watched the first Halloween like 3 times, and I just can't like it.
There's something about the pacing that just doesn't work about it.
I was bored.
And I feel like a lot of people like everyone's like, oh, we got to bring back this character or that character. I was like, I don't feel like they were that memorable in the original. Like,
But
I don't know.
are
I
you
don't know.
talking Nightmare or are you talking Halloween?
Halloween,
Okay, good.
like the
Yeah.
hardcore fans that are like, oh, we got to bring
Yeah.
back this character and that character. I'm like, they didn't really have a lot to do in the movie. Why do we have to bring back those characters? I
Yeah.
barely remember them. Anyways,
Nightmare
Yes.
is definitely iconic.
Yeah.
I was
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street, was Wes Craven's second in the hat trick for him to make a masterpiece. This is definitely a masterpiece. It's definitely he gave us one of the best Bond girls in Nancy, Heather Langenkamp, I think.
Yes.
And one of my favorite moments and it's not just one of the greatest kills of the franchise. I think it's one of the greatest kills in slasher history. The whole sequence with Tina, it's just phenomenal. The whole dream sequence.
Yeah.
She walks into the alleyway, and he has those long arms chasing her, and he's in front of her. Hey, Tina cuts off his hands, and then she's turning around in the ceiling, and it's just one of the greatest moments that Wes Craven and kills that he ever created. And even Johnny Depp's kill was Johnny Depp's very first film. Thank his daughter for helping me with that audition.
His death was
and how great it is. Even the corner that does with us every single day. How bad is it for that kill? Whatever he saw made him throw up. So, and then you got John Saxon in here. Marge's character can be a little annoying. The drunk Marge, but she's hilarious. I never knew.
But here's the thing. Here's one thing though. Like the characters. Let's just okay, we can combine the killers between Michael and Freddy of who's better. Honestly, I just think Freddy is. I think he's more creative. I think that he's just awesome on every level. But also just the characters involved. Nancy, we got Glenn, we got, John Saxon's character, we got Tina. The characters that we're following is even more memorable and likable.
For sure. And he
know?
created a concept where you were scared to fall asleep because you could die in your sleep or take things out of your dream. Fred Krueger, Mom. Fred Krueger.
Plus for me too with plus for me too with Michael. I mean, I loved it, but the thing was that whole franchise, that and I'm popular for this Friday the 13th are the two most convoluted messes as a franchise. I just get to the point where I'm like, this just goes everywhere and confusing. Even though there's messes and there's bad films in the franchise of Nightmare, but you still have this. You're not getting confused. You get it. There's not this going every which way but loose. Like those two franchises. Just
and even when she's talking on the phone, that tongue comes out of the thing was disturbing. But
which one was it? What was it?
Remember when the tongue comes out of the phone when she's talking on the phone and it's Freddy?
Yeah.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy. What it says, and even the final act's a lot of fun. Creating those almost like Home Alone type traps, but more brutal for him.
Oh, and him coming through the wall too. It's just fun.
Oh, it's just the practical effects is just incredible. And that doctor, I didn't realize that's the voice of Roger Rabbit. That voice is that doctor that when they're trying to get her to help.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, that's Roger Rabbit's voice.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, nice.
And even the iconic theme song. That theme song is still one of the most iconic music.
It really is.
Put the screen for horror anyway.
It really is. You think about all the theme songs, like it's just that song just sets a tone. It sets a tone. But you know what? Here's the thing. Here's one thing that differentiates Halloween franchise to the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Halloween. Hey, Jid. Here, one thing is Halloween. Early test screenings of Halloween was not well received. Everyone did not like it, and that's probably what the movie that most of us saw. Like we saw, there's not a whole lot to chew on here, and the pacing's kind of off. But when John Carpenter added that score, then it's a hit. And it's like, okay, what else you got? Because the Nightmare on Elm Street, as great as that score is of Nightmare on Elm Street, if you take away that score, I still think the movie would have been great.
I just realized that your top one's not A, so it's Epic, right? I meant to say Epic. That's the top one, Epic, not A.
It's going to Epic. It's going to Epic.
Oh, yeah. Sorry for the confusion, folks. I didn't realize the A wasn't the top one, so it's Epic. So it's Epic then. Go put it on Epic. I remember what earlier. Yeah. Sorry about that. I just didn't read it wrong.
All right,
It's
so
epic.
we're all on the same page. Dom has not spoke. Shay has not spoke.
I've been trying to speak. You guys-
Yeah.
That story.
Go ahead, dude.
It's so passionate with this
I
stuff.
feel your pain, Dominic. It's okay. We're all good.
I was gonna say that yeah, I don't find Halloween like appealing and stuff because of like the pacing is a little like slow. You know, the characters are really like I don't get attached to them and all that.
I agree.
Nightmare on Elm Street, man. Like, yeah, I agree. Like the characters I can get with. Freddy's just a better like character, you know, slasher.
It's better
I would
written.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's better written. Like the
Yeah.
story's sharp.
Yeah, it's definitely like yeah that, and in all in Halloween, man, even the kills are tame, but in Nightmare on Elm Street, man, those kills go hard.
Yeah.
They have the best kills in that franchise, in that original movie.
Yeah, you think about
And
how
it's-
Tina got drug up the wall and onto the
Oh,
ceiling
yeah.
and everything.
And the
you
makeup
know?
It
is
was-
outstanding.
It was so creative. It really, I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street was totally creative. It was wow.
Right.
Yeah, for me too. Listen, Halloween might have scared me as a kid, but when a movie like Nightmare can scare me as an adult, there we go. That's epic. I mean, just.
Well, neither of them scared me. I just enjoyed Nightmare, and I didn't enjoy Halloween.
Nightmare
The only-
just
the first
I don't know why
Halloween-
it just got me.
The first Halloween, we were all talking all over each other.
I'm just listening. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, the first,
Go ahead, Jen.
first Halloween movie that I actually liked was 3.
3?
Yeah,
Season
the
of
one
the
with
Witch?
that. Yeah, the one that Michael Myers wasn't in.
So we said,
Damn, Jen.
nothing wrong with that.
I don't. There is nothing about Michael Myers that does anything for me.
Wow. Honestly, okay, so I think who was it that had the stream the other night? I think it was maybe Nightwatch Zone. He did like a Halloween thing, but like honestly, like this might be a hot take here, but Halloween 2, I think I like more. That was the movie that got me into Halloween. That was the movie I saw the most whenever I was younger. I mean, I could be biased on that just because I was young and sitting in front of the TV and watching TNT or whatever the hell it was, and I just remember Halloween 2 more just, I don't know, like sitting with me more than the original. Every time I've ever watched the original, does anybody else feel like it's kind of a drag to get through a little bit? Like it's like okay,
Yeah.
let's go. Like that's how I feel. Like I don't know.
Halloween 2
That's just
definitely
I'm
picked
not
up-
trying to hate. What's that, Don?
Halloween 2 definitely picked up the pace a little more. Because in 1, it definitely dragged and it was slow and it was like, they say it's like build up, but it kind of felt a little more repetitive than like a build up for me, you know? Whereas in Halloween 2, they were already getting into it in the opening and in the first half throughout. They just kept going. So I definitely prefer Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2 over the original Halloween. It is definitely worth a rewatch for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Michael was much more meaner, and his kills were more inventive. He just went for it.
Amazing,
especially the nurse. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
with those needles. That's
Yeah. And I can forgive it because even though I don't like it, I know a lot of like hardcore fans are like, oh, they show his eyes in this scene or, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, whenever I was younger, I didn't see it through that lens, like I can forgive it for that because I just feel like it's a better overall movie for some reason. Like I don't know. It just felt more, it was more fun. It had a better pace. It had like kills. It was a traditional slasher movie, and I don't know. I'm not hating on Halloween, but
Not either.
Nightmare on Elm Street's definitely on another level, and I have to say epic as well. I think we're all on the same
Yeah.
page with that.
Yeah.
Something about it is just great. This artwork right here, like it's just phenomenal. You know, it's not your average artwork for a horror movie. You're kind of like, you look at that artwork, it doesn't really show Freddy Krueger until like
Just
the
the
second
gloves.
movie on the and it kind of has like a skull face. You don't know what you're getting into. It's kind of mysterious. So yeah. All right, I'm glad we're all on the same page for that one. Let's keep this train rolling. As much as I think me and Jen, all of us, we could all talk about Nightmare on Elm Street all night long. There's so many great things about it.
Mhm.
So,
Definitely.
this next movie, I am not familiar with at all. It's another TV movie that came out in 1984 that is not rated. It's called Invitation to Hell.
Yeah,
I
never seen it.
I've never heard of it at all, ever. It's not written by Wes Craven, but it is directed. It says a family moves to a suburban town only to be coerced into joining a suspicious club. That intrigues me. That intrigues me. I'm like, I might have to check that out. Robert Ulrich is the lead. Joanna Cassidy, Suzanne Lucci. I don't really know much of these characters or these actors, but
Susan
it looks
Lucci,
like
you
it-
don't know? Susan Lucci from All My Children.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Susan
yeah. I
she was a
did-
soap actor. She was in a horror movie? Wow.
And
Yeah.
Robert Urich.
Yep. They're the
Yeah.
two leads of this movie. And Joanna Cassidy.
I have to see it. Ooh.
And
Oh,
it
this
looks
is-
like
She was in Into the Woods, Jim.
Yeah, that's right. She was. She was the baker's wife, right?
Okay, I've got to see this one.
It's not
Yeah.
bad for a TV
Yeah,
movie. It's not bad, and I did like the art direction. That's why it got nominated.
yeah, and it looks like it's set. I mean, I could be wrong, but just looking at some of these photos of the movie, it looks like it's set in the Hollywood Hills or something. So
Mhm.
it looks. I don't know. It might be another watch party we might have to like check out or
I have
something.
I
but-
have seen this. It's yeah.
Oh, Flet's seen it. Okay. Will you rank this, Jamie? You're in the chat. Anybody else has seen this? Let's rank this thing and let's move along.
Jamie says she doesn't remember it.
Let's see here. I don't remember this TV movie, but I'm sure saw it. Okay. Okay, Flet, you're on your own, buddy. Where do we rank this?
I would put it in a C. 'Cause it's
You
not
put it
bad
in-
for. What am I looking at? Okay, I can't even really see. Not see. What's? Okay, I put it in a B because it's not bad for a TV film. It has its scary moments, and then I can understand why the art direction got nominated because it was awesome on that job too. So won't get into it because I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's not bad for a movie. I did enjoy it the first time. So for B.
How
Some
old were
part-
you when you saw it? How many
Oh,
years
man,
ago?
This was 2000s. This was 24 years ago. so
Okay.
I seen it 24 years ago, but I do remember how scary it was.
Would you put it behind Summer of Fear? You
It's on the
back
part.
here?
It's on par of Summer of Fear. So
Okay. All right, Flet. All right, Flet has spoken. I'll believe it. I'll believe it. Because I do want to check it out because whenever I was like researching all his stuff, I was like, man, some of these movies I've never even heard of, but they sound really good.
I definitely want to see it.
Yeah,
it's-
with all-
I recommend it.
All right, I have a question, Flet. How the
Yeah.
hell did you see it? If it was made for TV back in 1984.
Oh, yeah. This was at my auntie. Some reason had this on VHS.
Okay.
This was a VHS thing. She had it. She told me it was made for TV. It's pretty very rare. This this actually was on VHS. So you won't be able to find it now, obviously. But she had it in VHS. And yeah, Jamie's right. You can rent this. You could rent it at Blockbusters because it was there that I was told. So
What was the name of it again?
Invitation to Hell. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Invitation to Hell. Yeah. So that's how I found it out because it was on VHS.
So I need to check out Summer of Fear, Deadly Blessing, and
Summer of Fear's on Blu-ray though. I'm not sure if Invitation to Hell got that re-release.
There is one movie that had no artwork, and I did not add it to this. But it's called The Fireworks Woman, 1975. It didn't have anything to it, so I didn't add it to this. But that is another one that he directed.
Invitation to Hell is available on Freevee, which is Amazon.
Oh, nice.
And Tubi, and Peacock with subscription, and Prime
there you
Video.
go. So,
Jason, we got to do some watch parties, buddy.
Yeah,
like I'm down.
I would definitely would watch this with you guys again because
yeah,
all right,
for years.
All right, let's move along. Dang, Flet, you've seen a lot, man. You're putting us to shame. What do you? Be honest, man. Does you in the Blockbuster business? You got some kind of eyes there or something, man? Did your parents drop you off the Blockbuster while they went out on date night?
I was there a lot. So
I was there a lot.
I was there a lot. So when I was still in business, but they didn't leave me on a date night. But I was there a lot.
My parents hated when I would go because, my parents hated when I go because they'd send me to get something for them, and I'd be gone for 2 hours. And I'm like, Jason, you're gone for 2 hours. One video, and you can take 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents were always like, "Why are you always in the horror section?" And I'd have to tell I always liked it whenever my dad took me to Blockbuster because I knew he was a little bit more lenient on the movies I chose. My mom was just like, "No, you're not watching that. No, you can't see that." She'll read the synopsis on the back and be like, "No, this isn't for a kid." And I'm like, so every time my dad came in, I'd like sneak it in. My dad'd be like, "All right, don't tell your mom. Take it to your room." I'm like, yes, sir.
They didn't have videos. They didn't have videos when I was a kid.
Yeah?
No.
Wow. This is okay. Apparently Wes Craven has done a lot of TV movies, and then I think we're gonna get into more of his mainstream stuff after this. But Chiller. This movie right here. 1985 PG-13 film it was a TV film. A corporate exec, Miles Crichton, dies and is cryogenically frozen in the hopes that he can be revived. 10 years later, the procedure is a success, and Miles returns without his soul. That's what Chiller is about. I have never seen this movie, but it's a made-for-TV movie as well. Starring Michael Beck, Patrice Strait, Laura Johnson, and Dick O'Neill.
I've never heard of any of them.
Yeah, this one looks kind of cheap. I'm not gonna lie. This one looks kind of. I don't know. Nothing's standing out as far as like any of the images. It looks like somebody is chilled and dies and comes back to life. It might. I don't know. Maybe Jamie has seen it because she's seen it all. But anybody? Flet? No?
That's the only TV movie I've not seen of his.
Shay, I know you've seen this.
No, I haven't seen this.
You haven't seen this one? Oh man, this one was a banger.
I'm just curious about the whole being unfrozen, no soul bit, but that's probably cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really rank this either. And honestly, like, the only thing I can judge this on, because I don't know any of these actors. I don't. These images aren't selling it for me. It looks very, very low budget and not very intriguing. At least some of the other ones did look intriguing that I haven't seen. But I'm gonna have to put this one as a D. Something tells me that it's just that type of quality. But I will be looking into it, and that could move up for next year for Wes Craven's celebration birthday. We'll see. We'll see.
Jamie said. Jamie says put it as a D because none of us have heard of it.
That's what I was thinking. See, that's exactly what I was saying. I was like, I'm just gonna put it in a D because it's not selling it for me. Okay. Now we are getting into some of the stuff that I remember as a kid. This came out in the year I was born, 1986. This also stars Christy Swanson, which I had a huge crush on her whenever I was younger. Like from Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. What was it? What was that chase movie with her and it was like they were on the run and she was taken hostage. It has what's his name? Dang it, I can't even think of his name now. He was on 2.5 Men.
Charlie
I don't
Sheen?
know. Charlie Sheen. It was Charlie Sheen and Christy Swanson. He goes into like a store and he acts like he's going to rob it, but he robs it with like a Snickers bar, pretending it's a gun. And he takes her hostage, and the whole movie is them two on the run, and like cops and helicopters are on their tail. And I just remember like that movie and this movie, I was like, oh, I am in love with this lady. I don't know who she is, but I'm in love. But Deadly Friend, I remember being really fun.
I love this movie.
It says after his friend is killed by her abusive father, the new kid in town attempts to save her by implanting a robotic microchip into her brain. So I remember bits and pieces of this movie. It's pretty nostalgic for me. What about you?
I just remember the one not to get the kill with the soccer ball or whatever. That was funny as hell.
Jamie says Deadly Friend is a B.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this one, but seen different parts of the film, but I haven't seen like give it a full viewing. Like I haven't seen the full, but I know what it's about.
Yeah.
Taking a robot chip and putting it into her. She comes.
Now I'm curious. Is because is Deadly Friend and Deadly Blessing, are they connected in any way?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
Two completely different movies.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like a spiritual sequel or whatever.
I saw it. I can't remember what role he played, but Matthew Laboratory. He was on Millhouse. He was in this. I can't remember which role he played, but he lives here in Utah. He's a really good friend of mine. So
okay.
But
his brother. That's how I got to see it.
Deadly Friend is a heartbreaking film.
It
starts off nice. He's got his robot BB. And Anne Ramsey, who's playing this, not so nice neighbor. What are you doing? Anne Ramsey's great.
What was that? Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah.
What was it?
I want you guys or something. I'm from Goonies.
Yeah.
You guys are a bunch of idiots. Throw them all from a train.
And Chrissy Swanson's just a nice little girl next door. They start their relationship. And then of course her father, is just a freaking whatever. It just deserves to be killed in this film. But I think it has the best head explosion besides Scanners. It has the best head explosion when after Kirsty Swanson's more robot, she comes alive and she gets revenge on Anne Ramsey for stealing the basketball, throws her against the wall and just throws that basketball and their head explodes and then the legs are just moving. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
And of course, it's sad what happens at the end, but Deadly Friend, definitely an underrated Wes Craven film.
I agree with
Yeah.
the B, Jamie.
It's B, yeah.
B. Jen, have you seen it?
No, I haven't, and just check out the private chat for a minute.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good night.
Yeah.
Take
Have
care
a
of
good
yourself,
night.
Jim.
Have a good night,
Yeah.
Jen. We'll be thinking about you for sure. All
Have a
right.
good night, Jen.
Okay, so Shay, have you had a chance to check out Deadly Friend? Have you ever even heard of it?
I have not even heard of this one. I haven't really seen a lot of his movies besides like his most popular ones.
Right. Like it's more mainstream, and that's what we're getting into right now. Is more of his mainstream ones. So I would have to say we're gonna have to just put it as a B. Hold on. Jamie says, I think that movie is called The Getaway. That's right. That movie with Christy Swanson is The Getaway. Yes, with Charlie
Yeah.
Sheen. That's a really fun movie.
Yeah.
That's a really fun movie.
So that because Matthew is her friend, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the main
I'm gonna have to put Deadly Friend probably right here. Because I'm not quite sure. I
Yeah.
can't really judge these two.
I agree with that, yeah.
I would say that these two are more classics, but this is probably where he's finding his groove a little bit, you know, as a filmmaker. Okay, now we're getting into movies that I remember growing up and watching. This isn't a movie that was like my favorite, but Serpent of the Rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all remember this film?
Yeah.
That was voodoo, yeah.
Was this the movie that made you a Wes Craven fan? Or was this like before you knew who he was? Like, how do you feel about the film?
This was after, for me. I saw it on video. After I saw Nightmare. It was just one I checked out.
What about you, Flit?
I was already a fan before this, so I seen this one. I enjoyed it for what it was. I loved it for what it was. You know, Wes was trying something different. He goes places, the voodoo things, and there's some. He goes different places that for that film, which I really enjoyed. Serpent of the Rainbow, and it's got Bill Pullman in it. If I remember it.
Pullman.
He's in this. Pullman. Okay, yeah. I can't even speak straight.
You're good.
I just like the dialogue and some of the stuff he goes through. I think it's really good. It's not one of those movies I don't think could talk much as his bigger ones.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely like I'm kind of like a hit or miss with like voodoo stuff. Like it goes like too dark into it. Like I'm like, it's not really my type of vibe. Dom, what do you think?
I haven't seen this film. I
Oh.
heard of it from others. But I didn't know what the premise was of this film. All I know was the title, The Serpent of Rainbow. And I thought it was like a adventure film or a like a magical film like with the dragon on the serpent, trap. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like it had that feeling of like a Willow or something like that. Like that kind of like magical like past type stuff.
Did you just compare this to Willow?
No, I haven't seen the movie. I'm just saying, like from the title, it kind of reminds me, or not reminds me. It kind of like takes me to like Willow. Like maybe it's about like this type of setting, or like Game of Thrones where there's dragons and all that. You know what I'm saying? By the title, the sound of the title. I don't know.
Oh no, I don't think it's anything. I don't. No, man. I don't think so.
It's other things.
It's like voodoo stuff and like I think like tribal. I want to say it's like kind of tribal, and it's been a long time since I've seen it. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, there was a made-for-TV Tales from the Crypt movie, which was like the Crypt Keeper looked like shit. It didn't look like the traditional Crypt Keeper, but there was like a lot of people were saying it was like a spiritual sequel to Serpent of the Rainbow, but it was a Tales from the Crypt made-for-TV movie. Very hard to find. I saw it once, and I've never been able to resurface it. I've never been able to find it again. But you know how like Tales from the Crypt was coming out with like Demon Knight and Bordello of Blood, and then they came out with something else. It was like that, but it went straight. But I do too. I love that movie. Yes,
Tim Curry. It's like, I think it's called like Ritual or something with Tim Curry.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be, but they said it
I
was
think
like
so.
they compared it to Serpent of the Rainbow, I think, or it was connected or something. That's all I remember. Jamie would know. I'm going to watch Serpent of the Rainbow outside by the fire on Sunday night. It's a great one for midsummer. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I would definitely get
It's
it.
nothing like Willow. Way off. Sorry, Dom. No, but I can see where if you just heard the title, you could get like that, like confusion. Like
It's about a guy who got buried alive and poison and stuff. Then he was brought. I don't want to give it away, but
yeah, it's a good movie, but it's not one of those movies that I like had fun with. Like I was like, oh, I got to watch that again. I'm not. I would say Serpent of the Rainbow is probably a C for me, honestly. It's not bad. It's not great. Unless somebody else can counter that in the chat or on the panel.
I'm with
I'm
Jamie.
kind of. What's she saying?
A.
An A? Wow.
It's
Okay.
based on a true story.
it is a true story. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll go with the C, we'll go with the B. How about that? But I would say like maybe we'll put it at the front. A hobby. We'll put it as a hobby because I think it's probably, with it being a true story, and just from what I remember, it was a very executed well movie. I just remember not setting well with me. Maybe I need to see it again through adult eyes. I really think that would probably bring it up. I don't know if I can bring it to an A. I could bring it to a high B though. A really high B. What's that, Flit?
Well, it's just that everyone says A, but no, I can't do that. Yeah, I'm gonna put it at a B. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I'm trying to think
I'm only bugging you in a way. It's all good.
No. Hey, we can move it to an A, but I'm just thinking like I'm talking about like B plus. Maybe I saw a different movie. Maybe I saw a different movie. Maybe, okay. All right. I'll give y'all what you want. We'll move it to an A. We'll move it to an A since I'm outvetted here. Like I'm outvoted. We'll move it to an A, but it isn't better than the Swamp Thing.
I'm already teasing you anyway, Destin. It's all good.
All right. Jamie says it's great. It's great. I just remember seeing it, and I was just kind of like, like I don't know. Like I expected more from the hype, 'cause I saw it late. So, anyways, all right, we're getting into my childhood now. Getting into Shocker. How many of y'all have seen Shocker? Have we all seen Shocker?
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen it.
Love that movie.
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Shocker?
Nope. Oh wait, hang on. Actually, I know a fun fact about this film. Right, you ready? It's called Shocker. That's all I know about it.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for that. I know that this is one of his movies that I feel like deserves a remake. I think they could really make a really good remake if it's done right.
You know, I think would be great for this. What's his name from Freaky? Vince Vaughn. I
As
think
the
he'd be good in that as the killer. Yeah, because he was so good in that same type of vibe.
Yeah.
That crazy going. Yeah.
right.
And who was cast for this? Was it Mitch? What's his name? Mitch.
Mitch Pileggi.
Pileggi, yeah.
Pileggi is yeah.
I'm curious why Jamie thinks Shocker sucks. Because you got to think about, like... So, whenever I saw this movie, it's more of a fun movie. I wouldn't say it's, like, scary, right? It's more fun.
No.
It's definitely got a young Peter Berg, who later became a director. He's given us some really fantastic movies. Like, Peter Berg has... I don't know. Maybe I'm a little biased here. Oliver says Shocker was awesome. Paula says Shocker, so B. Shocker is epic, in my opinion. Love that movie. Okay, Marcus says Shocker's awesome. Jamie says, honestly, didn't like Shocker. I saw it in theater and never watched it again. Yeah, I'm sure he did. I think that's what the point was. The art, I tell you one thing. You go down the aisle of Blockbuster and you see this artwork, you're gonna be intrigued. Like that's some really great artwork for a film.
It's another one of my guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
Because you see on the poster that he's in that chair and that it's just like he's getting executed in the prison.
Yeah.
It's just amazing shot on poster.
Yeah, I think they could do a lot with it if they did do a remake. But
those giant, never forget those giant electric lips.
What was that? Say it again.
Those giant electric lips when it's almost like Freddy. It's like how he.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like I'm like, whoa! I was laughing my butt off in the theater. I couldn't stop.
Yeah. I it's a special place in my heart. It's not a movie that I always want to like revisit or anything like that, but I have to go with like I would say a B. I would give it a B.
Yeah.
It's mid-tier Wes Craven, I think. What about y'all?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
A.
I'd agree with that, yeah.
I give it an
What was
A.
it? Dom says an A. Wow. Okay, we got 1A. Let's see here in the chat real quick. Jamie does not like this movie. Wow.
I respect that.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect it too. I mean, I don't think it would hit for everybody, but like, I would say, let's say a high B.
Well, I love it because everyone has their own opinions on it, so it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of tongue-in-cheek a little bit, so it's like less serious than some of these other ones, so... Would it go? I think it would fit right here. Because I feel like this is really good. We can't really judge these two, but I don't know. I think that's a good fitting for Shocker. I think right there. It's probably not as good as Last House on the Left and Hills Have Eyes original, but it's there. Now this is another one. What's that?
Oh,
go ahead.
Before you move on, I'm gonna have to get going because I gotta wake up early and head out.
It was nice seeing
buddy.
you though, Dom. You have a good night, man.
Nice to see you. Nice to meet you, Dom.
Yeah, nice to meet you. It's good to see you guys and talk and have fun, man. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good rest of your day or night.
You too.
Yes.
I know. Shay, I hope you're okay, man. I know it's like really early for you.
It's fine. It's 6:30 now. I'm not even gonna go back to sleep. I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay. All right, we're a little bit over 2 hours on the stream. We're gonna try to rush through these because I feel like we can all judge them pretty quickly. I don't want to keep y'all all too late.
I'll give my answer shorter.
Yeah, our intro was very long, so I apologize for that. All right, let's move along. This is another one that is a TV movie that I'm not very familiar of. That came out of nowhere. Came out in 1990. It's called Night Visions. It was written and directed by Wes Craven, and it says a cop teams up with a psychic to track down a serial killer.
I've never seen
I mean,
that. Wow.
It's got James Remar, Lauren Lachlan, Penny Johnson Gerald, and Bruce McVitie. I don't know who the hell any of those.
Yeah, I don't either.
It doesn't even, the cover art and stuff doesn't even look like a horror movie, but it's crime horror mystery, so it kind of intrigues me a little bit. It's MGM too. There's an MGM logo right here, so I guess we all can't.
Yeah.
It's kind of a miss, right? Something that we're gonna have to discover for ourselves. So let's just unless. Yeah, Jamie says she doesn't remember that one at all. I don't either. We're going to put this one right next to Chiller. I don't know if it's better or worse. I'm going to say it's better because just the premise and everything and what I see looks and sounds better than Chiller. All right. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of Wes Craven's filmography. People Under the Stairs. What is y'all's experience and what is y'all's thoughts on this movie?
I love this movie. It actually broke my heart.
Why's that?
It's just the ending with the kids, things like that. Just certain characters just pulled at my heartstrings when you found out their plight and all that, and it just destroyed me. I don't like to see kids suffer like that and get abused.
Yeah, what a unique concept Wes Craven did with this film, and then you find out that what's under the stairs was very shocking. And then the performances were great, and there's some really eerie moments in there. And he even wanted to remake his film himself, so it would have been interesting what he would have did with it even more. So definitely a good but shocking Wes Craven film. I definitely enjoyed it. It's definitely one of his really good ones for sure. So.
Yeah, Shay, have you seen this?
No, it's another one that I haven't seen.
Oh, you got to check it out, man. Like, I remember watching this all the time. There was secret passages, and you could go into the walls, and it was like a cat and mouse game, and wasn't there some traps and stuff like they couldn't get out of the house?
Yeah,
I think there was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know for the last couple years, Jordan Peele has been attached to do a remake of it.
Ooh.
So I'm looking forward to that if he can do that. But yeah, People Under the Stairs is so good.
It is
so good, honestly. So,
Jamie
Hart says,
"Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't interrupt."
No, go ahead.
It kind of had that feel of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane a little bit, just that tone a little bit.
What is it?
Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
Yes.
It has that tone in there in certain scenes. What reminds me of, especially the lady, how she plays. It reminds me of that.
I don't guess I've ever seen that. What's Happened to Baby Jane?
Joan Crawford and Betty Davis. Oh, it's two sisters. Oh yeah.
It's one of the older ones I would recommend to go watch.
Yes.
Justin.
Okay. Is it horror?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's horror. Straight horror.
It's horror.
And they
What's
had a feud on
Happened to Baby
set,
Jane?
So.
Wow, Paula, you gotta check this movie out. It's so good. It really is. Yeah, People Under the Stairs.
Oh.
I don't know if I would call it epic, but I would definitely call it a solid A.
Yeah, I mean, A.
Honestly,
A,
I would
least.
put it.
Yeah. A.
Yeah, I would put it above these other two just because of. I might be biased, but it's just it hit me at the right time. Great characters, great set piece. Just everything about it. It was cinematic. It was really good. It was really good. All right. Even Marcus says People Under the Stairs is goated. Oh, Jamie says Whatever Happened to Baby Jane is a classic that all movie lovers should see once. Okay. What year did that movie come out in?
Oh, what was it?
Oh, we got quiet.
I just couldn't remember the year.
It's
That's all I was thinking of.
1962.
Oh yeah, 62, but it's just so darn good.
Wow. Okay.
Betty Davis just scared the crap out of me.
And what's so crazy? They had a feud on the set. They had a feud together.
They hated each other.
They hated each other. It was just.
They worked well together.
Yeah.
They were professionals.
And it actually relaunched their careers too.
Yeah, if you watch, what's the name? What is it called? Mommy Dearest. That's the life story of Joan Crawford.
Okay. Okay, so now we're getting into this, like, my childhood here. I feel like, I mean, we're kind of like dabbling into it, but I don't know if y'all noticed, but like with this filmography and everything, you can see that from the original Nightmare on Elm Street to now, Wes Craven was trying to do something different. He was trying different things. He was trying to see what would work. Seems like some stuff stuck, some stuff did not. But he came back to his baby, and that's Wes Craven's New Nightmare. He came back, and man, did this not leave an impression on me whenever I saw it. I just, for people that just did not vibe with it or like it, it just, I'm just like, I'm totally shocked by it because of how smart the writing was. No, there isn't a kill every 10 minutes. It's not just like your typical slasher. The story and the build-up and the climax and everything, it was just like perfect storytelling to me. That's how I felt about it. And it was, Freddy was scary. Freddy was scary. And even if you don't want to call him Freddy Krueger in this, but like 1994, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, it was just, it was everything to me. It was awesome. Shay, have you seen this?
Yeah, I really like this one. I give it like an A or an epic. I feel like this was definitely like the testing grounds for like Scream with like the meta horror stuff, but it was like more serious, which I do enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Jason?
Yeah, for me,
go ahead,
yeah,
Jason.
for me, it's epic. Oh my gosh, the fact that you sat there and not to spoil or anything, but to have a character, you have a character coming out and even going after the actor that played him was just that. It just blew my mind. I'm like, dang, Wes is on fire here. He just
right.
Oh my gosh, the whole thing between Nancy and that. Oh yeah, it just was so. I think it was Nancy at her best.
Yeah.
She just and Heather. I would definitely put it as an epic.
Yeah.
I think
and it was story.
Nightmare.
It was story first over the kills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let.
Oh, so we needed this movie, especially after Freddy's dead. We needed this film because after the Laxter of Freddy Dead was, this one brought back that scary Freddy, and I love the makeup, especially when he's hanging from the ceiling. And I love that they got to play. I love that they got to play themselves in this. You even got to see Wes act in this movie, and I love the transition when when Heather's talking to John Saxton, and then they could transition from John to Heather to she back to as her character as Nancy, and he's playing the dad, and then she turns around, it's the Nightmare House. I love that transition from themselves to their characters. It's amazing, and the final act's a lot of fun. Even Miko Hughes is in here. Was amazing here. You know, was phenomenal as Dylan. So, and he returned for Dylan's New Nightmare to continue that story. And there's some eerie moments there, especially where the Freddy when he's stalking Dylan coming out of the bed. Even how Heather's boyfriend or husband dies on the movie. It's just crazy.
And Freddy's eyes. I'll never get over Freddy's eyes. You know.
It's an epic movie for sure.
Yeah, and you know, one thing like I always remembered watching this movie is Wes Craven was so good at creating likable characters and then killing them in horrific ways that you were just like, no, I did not want that person to die. Kind of like the nanny in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. You know, she cared for Dylan. She was there for his protection. And when you see Freddy rise up behind her and only Dylan can see her, that was creepy. And then he kills her similar to like he did Tina. And he's like, hey, Dylan, you ever played Skin the Cat? Like, oh man. Seeing that in theaters, I was like, man, this is on another level. This is Freddy on another level. And then saying like the whole little going into the sheet and she's going down like the tunnel of sheets, and dude, like I'm telling you, like the writing and the creativity that Wes had was just, man, it was just epic. It was epic. What were you gonna say?
Yeah.
Flat, were you gonna say something?
What was I even going to say? I forgot what I was even going to say now. Sorry.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all good. I didn't mean to interrupt either. What was I going to say? Even the dialogue throughout this film is top notch, I think. You know what I mean? You know, because it relies on that for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the beginning, like the whole movie magic thing, like being behind the scenes and the hand coming to life,
all that kind of stuff. Like, scene.
The playground scene was great. Just the whole them going to like a talk show, and then Freddy comes out, but it's Robert Englund, and that whole dynamic. I'm just like, man, I'm digging all of this. This is great. Like, honestly. Yeah, I would say like most of us are saying epic. We got a few A's in the house, but I have to say it like this movie, it left a staple on me. I always revisit this movie as far as like a Fred head. I got to go epic.
Yeah, I do too.
Epic all the way. I don't. It's like neck and neck with the original, honestly. All right. We're moving on to some horror comedy here. This is kind of like his touch base with horror comedy pre-Scream, before he dabbles a little bit more into that. But Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy and Angela Bassett. Have you seen it? What do you think of it?
Yep, I've seen it. Yep. I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. I loved it. Eddie Murphy's. He's played comic before. He's all that, but not a vampire. It just was so freaky and all that. And his and Angela Bassett. That's again character driven, and their chemistry was so amazing to me.
It was really good.
Yeah. But Jalil's character was a little irritating at times, but but not too bad. But I just loved him, and the eeriness of it, the way he disappeared and in and out, and yeah, it's just plus the way he doubled as the preacher too, which that I thought was epic fun. That really well done with Eddie Murphy switching. There was that main character actually play another small character.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. I remember seeing it in theaters. And they even set it up to have like a sequel, but they never did it. I don't think the movie I don't know what its financial success was, but I don't think it was like there. It was kind of like ahead of its time a little bit too, with that horror comedy aspect. People didn't really know how to take it, and it was kind of weird seeing Eddie Murphy in a role like this, So
yeah,
around that time, because he was on his height. Shay, have you seen this?
No, I've not seen this either.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet.
Yeah, check it out. It's good. Like Eddie Murphy always had like this thing where he played like multiple characters in a lot of his movies, and this is one of those. So like, I feel like the audience that came in for the comedy couldn't resonate with the horror, and the people that came in for the horror couldn't resonate for the comedy. So it was like, it's kind of like this question mark of like, who is this for? It was kind of ahead of its time. Like now, horror comedies are kind of like the norm. I think this came out today. People would be like, "Oh yeah, I get this." Like, yeah, it's right down my alley. But at this time, it was kind of they were skating uphill.
And it was like back in the Universal days. They had comedy horror, but they'd call it macabre. And it was like Vincent Price, Peter Lorre, stuff like that. And sometimes it'd be hit, sometimes it'd be a miss. But was a Roger Corman dabbled in it. And I know Roger Corman was a huge influence on Wes, and he had him in Scream 3. So it's like, that's just a great thing.
And it was so cool to see Eddie Murphy to do a movie with Wes. I thought that was a match made in heaven there.
That is cool.
And it was a fun film, and I love the direction it takes, and it's a good mixed horror with the comedy. So I thought it was really good and fun. So.
Yes, Marcus, jumping back to New Nightmare. Great point. I don't know if y'all have seen the Scream TV series that MTV put out a few years ago.
Yeah.
But Tracy Mendendorf, Dylan's babysitter, played Maggie Duvall, Emma's mom. She was the mom in that TV show.
That's where I've seen it. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah. And my theory, because they never figured out that whole Brandon James thing or whatever, and we're not going to dive too much in that because it'll be another video, but I really think that she has some sort of involvement, like as part of the killing, and let Brandon James fall for it. That was my theory through that whole thing. I did like videos on that back in the day. But yeah, she was great. She was great. Jamie Hart says Vampire in Brooklyn is fun. Flett, are you a big fan of Vampire in Brooklyn?
Well, I think it's a fun film. I really enjoy it for what it was, and it's like I said, it's a good horror comedy, so it's a lot of fun for sure. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's like it's not Eddie Murphy's funniest movie.
No,
it has its moments, but it's like it didn't double down on it. Yeah, it didn't double down on comedy. Yeah, it was kind of like it was like, honestly, I think it was like sometimes maybe it was too dark in areas that was kind of like, all right, well, it's not a comedy no more, but now it's a comedy again. So it was kind of like one of those like you don't really know where this movie lands, but it's definitely a good movie. I would say it's definitely where would y'all rank this?
I'd put it as a B.
B?
It's a it's a B.
I'd put it around just about equal to Shocker.
Yeah, because the horror comedy aspect, I'd say a little bit above Shocker.
Oh yeah, it wasn't as tongue in cheek. Yeah.
I think that's a good fitting for it. All right, now we're getting on to what my channel was built off of, Scream. This is I feel like this is the sweet spot of Wes Craven, even though he didn't write it, but his directing, his style, his direction was just bar to none. This was whenever they kind of started dabbling more into meta. Scream was a movie that I walked into, and I don't even know if I even saw a trailer to it. I just walked into it because it was the horror movie of that weekend. And I was just, the pacing, the opening scene, everything about it, I loved. I was just like, this is a love letter to horror fans. That's what this movie is. It's not too tongue in cheek. It does have some comedy elements because the characters are fantastic. The way they deliver their lines and who they are, they're memorable characters. But the movie itself is not written to be a comedy. That's what I loved about that movie. It was just, and then the who done it element to it. Like I love a good, and it shocked you. It really did. It having two killers. Everything about Scream, it's perfection. It is like, in my opinion, it is a perfection. The pacing's great. The characters are great. The writing is great. The directing is great. The killers are great. The kills are great. I don't know any movie. As much as I love A Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream is the more rewatchable one, I would say, in my opinion. What do you think, Jason?
For me, this was the one where I had about given up on horror altogether. Period. The whole genre at that point. I loved everything before, but it's like this is just we're getting is torture porn, nudity. I love all this crap, and then all of a sudden he comes out with this, and it's like it just revitalized the entire horror genre completely. It brought it back to life. It was dying, and for a while we did that with Ring, some other things they was doing it, and then horror genre went back on its back to all same old. But for a while it did help the genre. It was fun, and it just got to be too many copycats. But still, I loved it. I just because of that reason for me, it just revived the horror genre. I was just about to give up on the whole industry altogether because it just was.
Yeah, I agree with you, Shay.
I think this is probably one of the first 10 horror films that I've ever seen, and it's probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite horror movie, just because of how it's able to perfectly balance the horror with some of the comedy elements in there, along with, of course, as you said, the whodunit part. I'm a big fan of whodunits. I love Agatha Christie kind of stories. This isn't really that, but it's still a whodunit, so I still really like it. Also, just that reveal, the first time watching that reveal was great, because you don't see it properly coming, and then it just comes out of nowhere, where Billy just is just there, and then Stu comes in, and then you realize, oh my god, it's been them the whole time. That was probably one of my favorite parts of the entire film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely that first watch is. I don't know if I'll ever get that same feeling in a movie ever. It was just it was perfect. What about you, Flip?
Oh man, this is the horror film that the horror needed at the time to revive it. Because if it wasn't for Scream, we wouldn't got the teen slashers like I Know You Did Last Summer or Urban Legend or Valentine. It gave us arguably one of the best or the best opening to a horror film. Getting Drew Barrymore to be Casey Becker, that line when he says, "I'd like to know who I'm looking at." What? I'd like to know who I'm talking to. That's not what you said. But what do you think I said? And then, listen here. I'm talking about it again. I'll cut you like a fish. Understand? Yeah, it's more of a game, really. Can you handle it?
It's like it just turns, man.
It just turns. It just takes a whole different tone. You're like, whoa. And getting Rajal Jackson, she wanted an actor to do the scene with her, so getting Rajal Jackson to come the iconic voice for Ghostface was just perfect. And the score throughout the film is just phenomenal. I can't even say his last name.
Marco Beltrami.
Beltrami's score is just phenomenal, and this was perfect casting. And Bart Moose has got to be the proudest because he came with the artistic look for Ghostface. And that came a Halloween costume for many years and still is. So, and the reveal at the end, I think the kitchen scene is just that final act is just a lot of fun and dark, especially the performances when it starts to get really just unglued and everything. So,
yeah, and that's where it was going was and that was one thing that Craven was so great at was. It had likable characters. It had a good story. And he actually broke your heart when he killed off certain characters. And he continued that.
Well, he picked the perfect cast.
It was like a perfect cast. It was like I don't know
Yeah.
a cast that's better than that.
because he knew there were these certain ones could play
It's like a lot
serious.
of static
What's going on?
through.
What's going on? I hear static.
Something's going on.
But
A lot of air.
but you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because he knew certain of the cast members can play it seriously, but he knew the other ones could play it like more comic at times. But you put the liver in the mailbox, and and Stu was able to bring that comedic tone, but still be dark and psychotic too. So, but you knew Randy could bring in the more like he played serious, but could still bring the comedic role that he did, and with Jamie. And then, of course, I love the foreshadowing when he's telling Jamie, "Look behind you," and his name is Jamie, and the ghost face is behind him as well. Behind you. That's the 30-second delay.
Dude, the
And you realize-
pacing was just so good,
Yeah.
and the editing on that movie, and we're gonna get into that with the further the Scream movies go along, because Patrick Lussier was the editor on this movie, and I feel like he needs to get some recognition here, because that
And he directed-
pacing of Scream was great.
And he directed the My Bloody Valentine remake.
He went on to do that. I honestly thought he was going to be up for directing Scream 7 before we went through this whole thing with Christopher Landon and Kevin
We could have
Williamson.
Christopher Landon, but the studios.
As much as I like Christopher Landon, I'm kind of relieved he's not doing it. Honestly, I didn't want my Scream movie to become Happy Death Day. I didn't want that. I didn't want to go that far.
I get what you're saying, yeah. But at least now we're getting Kim Williamson. So
Yeah.
I
Scream.
have that.
Yeah, with Scream, what I love too, the fact was another homage to both Kevin and Wes both loved Hitchcock, and so here you go, you've got the same homage to Hitchcock and Psycho, where you've got this whole concept of the fact of killing off a main you think would be the final girl, but then but instead of waiting 40 minutes like the Hitchcock did in this one, it was like the first 10 minutes, and so you're just like, what in the world is going on? That
Wes was
opening just.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jason. Wes was genius to cast Skeet Ulrich because he looked like a young Johnny Depp coming through that window, almost like how he came in Nightmare on Elm Street. Similar scene there. So geniusly.
Because he also spoofed himself, Especially when I love when he said all the sequels, Drew said all the sequels sucked, and he was like, hey, wait a minute, I made one of the sequels.
And then gave Rose McGowan to be Tatum. I can go on with all the whole cast. And then Henry Winkler coming in to do just for a favor for Wes to be the principal was perfect.
And then he
right, and see that was another shocking kill. You wasn't expecting the Fonz to get killed.
What you call me? Not you.
Yeah, and then having Wes play Freddy Krueger. Oh,
that was just like honestly, I think that was the moment I fell in love with that movie. Like when I saw that, I was like, because when I was watching the movie, I didn't put 2 and 2 together that this is the same person who made Nightmare on Elm Street. And I was such a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan. And when I realized that, I was like, oh, I just like this movie like 10 times more now. And then the movie just got better and better and better all the way to the climax. And
just how Wes as the janitor just interacts. What did you call me?
Yeah, let's see. It's subtle comedy stuff like that. That's like, aha, I get that. But it's not doubling down on the comedy like the way we got in Scream 4.
And Hitchcock was known for his cameos like that too.
Yeah.
Scream 4 just got dark. Like, there's the comedy was gone from Scream. It just got dark with Scream 4. You know what I mean? There wasn't like how Scream, like there was serious kills, and there was comedy in all 3. But 4, got away from that. Gone away from the scary movie aspect and just went dark. We'll talk about
it. Went dark to an extent.
Yeah, to an extent. That's what I'm saying. It went to dark to an extent.
And one way or the other.
Yeah.
All right, so Scream. Shay, what do you think about it?
I'd say we put it in epic. I think it's great. It's, as I said earlier, it's probably one of my favorite horror movies, if not my favorite horror movie, just because of how like well it's able to balance all of the different elements. And I definitely agree with what you guys were saying earlier, like with the pacing of it. It's really well done. Because they're able to just like have one scene where it's kind of jokey, then able to perfectly move on to the next scene, which could be like a kill or something.
Yeah. And this is, somebody said it recently, and they were like, I can't remember whose stream it was. I was on someone's stream, and they were saying, like, what movie would you introduce to people that aren't horror movie fans? Like, how would you get them into the genre? And I think Scream is that gateway. I think Scream is that gateway film that like, you don't have to like horror, but I think you might like this, and this might, ease you into it. It's just a great movie all the way around. Any way you look at it, it's just Nightmare on Elm Street up there with it. It's got to be epic. It's got to be epic. But where do we? But do we put it before Nightmare?
I would.
I think I would too.
Yeah, I would too.
I think it's just perfected. Like it took Wes for years to, give and take throughout his filmography, and he got this movie, and it was just perfect. It was just his bread and butter. So yeah, Scream just outdoes it just a little bit. Nightmare on Elm Street, not taking anything away, but I just think that on every level, Scream is a perfect movie. I honestly don't see any flaws with it. It's one of those movies that's a very easy watch. You know how, like, okay, here's another thing, and I could gush on Scream all day long. A lot of movies have like 3 parts, right? You got the beginning, middle, and end. With Scream, you really only got 2 parts. You got besides the opening, but you got the first half, but we're at Stu's house like 45 to 50 minutes into the movie. That second half of the movie takes place at Stu's house, which is awesome. Like we're all around that area, so I just think the pacing's keeping with the characters and everything. It was just great. It was just, I don't know.
I love Nib's face expression changes when he said, "You're gonna die just like your mother." That whole line there, and her whole face expression just changes in the. She realizes,
dude, and she's such a great actress. Yeah. Like, just seeing just how she's so great. Neve Campbell is amazing. Like,
I just love her. Final girls of all time.
Better
than Jamie.
Better, Jason.
There we go.
I think.
I love it.
I think Neve Campbell she's a fighter. She's not a whiner.
And she respects her franchise more than Jamie does.
Yes.
She does. And also, I just think that she's a better actress. I think that she's a more genuine girl. Like, I like, I don't know, I can read people very well, and I just think that Neve Campbell is genuine person.
I can't remember which stream it was, or it might have been on somebody else's, but I remember Marcus's. Don't ask Marcus about that because he'll go off on her. He'll go off on her like,
who is it?
Just down like Marcus. He'll go mean on Jamie, how she couldn't support her franchise and how she complained about this, and this, and especially
and can Sidney Prescott be the only final girl that has not been killed off? Come on, let's leave it at that.
Yes, that's in her contract.
Jamie has been killed off.
She will not do a Scream movie when that happens. Period. That's what I love about it.
And that's the thing that Neve will have in front of Jamie, not be killed off, because Jamie has been killed off. So
yeah, because Jamie, there was points where she's like, "Oh, I don't want to ever do this again," or "I just did this for the money," or "I just did this," or whatever. I don't feel like she ever does it for the fans. I feel like she's in it for herself. She's like, "Oh, if they write me the right check, I'll do it."
Well, you should
But
appreciate it. It made it your career. Halloween was your very first film. Like, come on here. You're nothing without your fans to begin with. So
That's right.
right,
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
yeah, I don't know. She
What
just
about the fans? Who's gonna watch these films to begin with? Come on here.
honestly, those last couple of Halloween movies, she had creative control over some of those scripts, and I really think that's where some of those rewrites came in and messed the whole story up. I think that she was like, "Oh, I want to tweak this or I want to tweak that," and it's like, let them do their vision. Like, you're the star; they're giving you the paycheck. Do your part, but you ain't got to like change the story around. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's star power. That's what it
Yeah.
is. So, all right. Moving on to Scream 2. We're getting near the end. We're almost there, guys. So, Scream 2. Flet, let's start with you.
Scream 2. Oh, another phenomenal opening. I think it was pretty well done because I would love to be in like an actual Scream theater like that, but then the theaters won't allow that, unfortunately. What a good opening! I think it's a good opening. You know, with how they get killed off. You know, the knife to the ear on the stairwell, on the stairwell. What the heck am I saying? The bath.
Stall.
Yeah, I can't even speak because I'm getting tired. Bathroom stall. That was pretty cool.
I'll try to rush through this.
Yeah, I'm trying to rush through it too. It was a phenomenal opening. Too bad they killed off Randy. That's just always threw me off. But shocking, but threw me off. That's a shame. I love Timmy Olyphant and Laurie Metcalf as the killers. Very well done. Some really good chase scenes, especially. I love this scene after he kills the two detectives. He gets on the car and the detective gets imploded with that thing through his head. What a tense moment that is when they try to get out of while not waking him up. And
That's a good scene.
And with Timmy Olyphant's reveal with Roger L. Jackson's dubbed over it, the surprise Sydney line is awesome. And the whole third act is just a blast. And the reveal that she was Billy's mother was perfect twist. And Laurie Metcalf was the perfect way to play the mom. And it's a good movie. Scream 2 was a great sequel to follow Scream. So I just want to keep it short because I know I can talk about more of it, but I'll just keep it short. So
You're good, dude. Shay, what do you think?
I think it's a pretty good sequel. As he said, I think the decision to kill off Randy was probably the wrong decision because they probably could have kept him for like some more of the movies. I also kind of feel like his kill just was a bit random because it was like off screen pretty much. It was just him being pulled into a van. But I do think the reveal in this one was really good, like the Billy's mum bit. I think the only bad part of the film is the bit where the guy gets on the table and starts singing. That was very cringy.
It was cringy, but I feel like it was kind of likable because how cringy it was. Like, that's how much he liked her.
Yeah.
He was willing to humiliate himself because how much he loved her. That's how I took it.
And I forgot. It was cool they got to see. Then we got to see more of Liev Schreiber in here. I got to know more about Cotton. So that's all I wanted to say.
Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, I loved it. The opening for me, the big one that I took away from it. It was so creepy. I was in this tiny theater and I was in the back seat. So what was behind me was a wall, and I still looked behind me. I'm an idiot, but whatever. It just freaked me out. But the idea was, oh my gosh, the fact that she went to her death thinking, because if you hear it, it's kind of really muted almost, but she's screaming, why? And then I realized she goes to her death thinking her boyfriend killed her. That's terrifying to me.
Oh, when she's screaming in front of everyone?
Yeah, she thinks that her boyfriend killed her. So she's like, why? That's just so horrible. That poor girl never gets to know the real.
I never really thought of it like that. That's interesting that you say it like that. Yeah.
Because that, and then to turn around, plus with the, And I'm very glad. I don't know if you've seen those. Who it was? It was a video or someone did a video. I'm so glad they didn't do the original ending. Oh my gosh, that would have been horrible. The fact that it was her boyfriend and her
Hallie?
her roommate was his partnership, and there was no mother, and Timothy is the one that is hanging on the. And I'm like, what? That'd have been horrible. That would have been
Well,
I'm so glad Wes and Kevin finally decided. Now that was another one. That was another Weinstein.
Yeah, it was a
Fortunately,
very
didn't make it.
Yeah, it was a very rushed production because it was a rushed writing. It was like, hey, we got to fast track this. We got to put this in production. We're on a high now because of the success of Scream. Honestly, I've thought about this for years. I don't think that they would have, if they weren't in such a rush to make that second movie, I don't think they would have killed off Randy. I really don't. I don't think they realized how much of an impact he had until afterwards. That they were like, oh man, like we didn't realize his fan base was like this, like he was that likable of a character. And if he was, they should have gave him a more epic kill because the way it was written, it felt very shoehorned.
Because they already had the whole idea of Dewey almost getting killed. That was tense enough, and then he survived.
Right.
I love how Scary Movie parodied the feeder scene. I can't think of Brenda getting just attacked by everybody.
Oh yeah, dude. They're supposed to be bringing back Scary Movie too.
Yeah, and they're telling her to shut up, but she won't listen, and then they take his knife and they stab her instead.
Right.
You ruined
nothing. And nothing can beat that car scene. The police parking. That just
Yeah, the car scene is intense.
The car scene's intense. Scream 2 had a really good reveal. I have to give it that. It was just a really good sequel. I remember being at the movie theaters when it came out, and I feel like more of my friends. And I went, oh, there's a lot of static coming through right now. Y'all hear that?
Hear it too. Yeah.
There, it's getting lower. All right. I remember going to the theaters to see Scream 2, and they did have someone run down the aisles in a Ghostface costume. And I was there with a bunch of friends, and a lot of them have not even seen the original Scream. They were just there because it was like the big movie. And I was like, man, y'all haven't seen the original Scream? And I had to like fill everybody in on what was going on. And man, I was having a great time. But I felt like I was the only one in on it. Like I was like, everybody else is just kind of like, oh, this is supposed to be a big movie. I don't know what's going on. Who are these people and all that. And Scream 2 was just awesome. It was a great sequel. Given,
yeah.
Huh?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, nothing.
Oh, dang, there it goes again.
Yeah, I think I've been noticing, even with my air conditioner off, I notice when I turn my mic on, there's this I got a static, and all of a sudden it just goes away. It's so weird.
Okay, it just went down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just going down with that. It's weird. At least I don't have the flies. That was annoying as hell.
Oh, dang, you had flies?
When I first moved here, there was just they were not taken care of. They were moving in and out and left the door open, no screen door and all that. And I'd be sitting outside, watch the replay. I'd say, like, oh my gosh,
oh dang,
so irritating. It's like,
wow.
Like, oh my gosh, my computer, my microphone's possessed. Demon's back.
Wow. One thing I will say though about Scream 2, and we'll move on. I've rewatched it several times. There is a certain part in that movie that I feel like dips as far as like the pacing. The pacing, like I feel like after Joel leaves and we kind of like transition to like the next day or later that night, and then we move into the whole Dewey and Gale scene and going and investigating and stuff like that. There's something that, and then like when Derek gets captured, like that whole scene, that I was like, okay, there's not a consistency here. I was like, I didn't know where we were because of the way the movie was structured. So that's why it kind of like brings it down just a little bit for me, but it's still my second favorite Scream movie. I've always said that I'm always like Scream 1, Scream 2 starting off. So I'm not going to say it's epic, even though that Paula thinks it's epic. Lady says it's a B. What do you guys think?
I'd say like an
Yeah.
A.
I'd give it an A.
A? A. Okay. I think I'm right there with y'all. An A. We got an epic. We got a B, and most of us are an A. I'm right there with you. I got to say that A, right above this. I feel comfortable with that. I think Scream 2 is a solid A. So yeah, it's definitely a great movie, given the pressure that they were under to make a movie very quick. You know, you just yeah, Shay. If you got to go, man, I get it. I get it. Get some rest, dude. I'm sorry to keep you up this early. Get some rest, dude. And
It was nice meeting you, Shay.
we'll do more.
Yeah, it was nice
do more
meeting you.
streams. Yeah.
That's fine.
Subscribe to
Just realized
Shay.
that
Everybody on this panel, go subscribe to him,
Yeah.
and everybody in the chat, go subscribe to him. We got to get him up there in his subscriber count. So, thank you, Shay. Get some rest, buddy.
Thank you, Shay. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Shay.
All right. So the next is Music of the Heart. This is one that's not horror, but it is part of his filmography. I have not seen it. Man, I felt so bad for Shay. He was like, it's probably like 6, 7 a.m. his
Oh,
time
yeah.
right now. I kept telling him you can cut out at any time, buddy.
Is he UK? Is he UK?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Is he UK? Okay.
That's the what I meant. Shut up.
That's what you said.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean it to sound like that. I just meant UK.
Is he UK? Okay.
Oh,
No, he's a
that's
good kid.
funny.
He's a good kid.
That's funny. That's funny. I love it. Oh.
All right, Music of the Heart. I have no idea what this movie is about. I'm sure it's about music. Jason, you've seen it though, right?
Yeah. No, I loved it because this is weird. I'm already going for it. You know, I'm going to say it's epic. A lot of people don't agree with it, but it's just not. I mean, to the right, far right, but of epic, but of the other ones. But it's just, it was such a turnaround. It was so epic, and it's a huge epic risk for him to do this because no one was expecting. They could have ruined his career. People say, "Oh, now he's doing drama. How dare you betray the genre?" And he didn't. He did. And they turned out Meryl Streep was one of the best performances of her career. You know, it's just a music teacher inspiring. And it's based on a true story too. And so I think I'd put it as epic. I'm already doing a hot take immediately on that. But it's just, he did it. He was brave and visionary. He knew what he wanted to do and showed that he could write in any genre. So,
Flet?
I thought it was a good musical, and I really thought it was Wes's love letter to all the good musicals that came before it. So
Is it a musical though? Is it like an actual musical?
it is. She doesn't sing, but
No, but it is.
It's
It's just not. It's not like your typical musical where people would sing.
it's like Mr. Holland's Opus, similar to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
okay.
More
I love
like
that movie.
More that tone, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still his
Oh.
love letter to that type of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got heart and music,
Mhm.
and the music's in the heart.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, I honestly like. I'm interested in seeing it. Like, I remember when it came out, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna see that." And then I saw Wes Craven. I was like, "Oh, I kind of want to see it, but I don't know. Like, I felt kind of torn about it, but then I just forgot about it. I need to check it out. I need to check it out. So most of y'all say it's really good, epic. Flip, what do you give it?
I would say epic as well. It's what he did with it.
Damn,
Yeah.
it's that good, huh?
For musical, it is. Yeah.
For musical, it is. It reminded me too. There was
Oh yeah, being honest here. Yeah.
It was Victor Victoria where you had it was later turned into a full length musical, but it was Blake Edwards, her husband. But it had songs in it, but it wasn't. The songs weren't being used to drive the plot. And so some of these great performances from these actresses like that, and Julie Andrews, Meryl Streep are all up there, and they just do such a great job. And the characters, character first again, like Wes does, his styles, characters are the most important.
Right. Wow, because I do love a good drama. I like.
It has kids. Nobody
Yeah.
loves kids.
Okay, we're gonna go epic. We got more epics than A's, so I'd say maybe over here.
Yeah, on the far end, yeah.
Okay. I gotta see this movie. Where can I watch that right now? Is there? Because I haven't ever seen it like released or anything. I don't think.
No. I think they did. Let me check real quick here. There's quite a lot that's being remastered that they're doing 4Ks.
It's about time they start giving these other films love like that, you know? Because, you know what I mean? People should still see them. Just because they're under the radar doesn't mean they're not good, you know?
Right. No, I'm really interested.
I forgot also has Cloris Leachman in that too. I forgot about that.
And it's based on that 1995 documentary, too.
Yes.
The what?
Small Wonders.
So, yeah, that's a documentary. It's based on a real story, a real teacher, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can do it. It's available on Prime. Yeah, Prime Video has it. You can rent it.
Okay. All right, cool. I'll check it out. All right. All right, we're getting into the last of his movies, the last 5 films of his. Let's try to get through this. I know it's 1:30 my time. Let's see here. Scream 3. Your thoughts, Jason?
Scream 3, I actually did. I liked it. I thought, it would have been neat to see if they could have done what they did with Columbine. They couldn't. But it's really funny. This is a hot take because, oh my gosh, Craven would strangle me with this one. But it's like I've worked on film sets. I'm completely convinced, that he did work on his own. Because that girl was too stupid it's just because movie sets, if you watch, they're very close together, and you can make it pretty quickly, especially if you know movie sets. You can actually you can get there pretty fast. I can move around a movie set real fast because they put in everything very close together. You saw that opening scene when Gail comes to the studio. They're very tight. It's very claustrophobic in there. And he could do that. He knew those sets. He knew them, designed them, and all that. And so and even if there was, I don't think it would have been her. She was just so nuts. And I know they had her as, but I loved how crazy he was. He was just, it was just so in depth and blaming everybody else. Their fight was epic. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize when they were doing that she actually stabbed him in the shoulder with that ice pick full of wheel.
Yeah.
I was like, ouch. Yeah. But I love that.
There's a reason why they didn't go with Angelina as the second killer, I think also too, because I just don't think it would have hit as good. But go ahead.
What she did too, plus the fact that the way it's set in her heart, she could still hold his hand and feel bad for him.
Right.
And understand where he's going to. He is my brother. It's not his fault. It's like, Mom, let's continue on with Mom. Why? Why did you do this, Mom? Why did you abandon him like that? And then lie to Dad and I. It's she's amazing. That's why I loved it so much, because it showed her again, this final girl.
Yeah.
The queen.
Yep. Flip?
Oh, I think it's the most underrated Scream film. The opening is great with Cotton. There's that when he first appears with that Scream mask, the Scream mask actually looks pretty scary at that moment there. Just the way he pops out and kills both of them. It's unfortunately she thinks it was caught the entire time because Ghostface uses voice
changer.
Voice changer, yeah. It was just amazing, and then it was good to see a kill that wasn't just a knife kill all the time. You got to see people actually blow up for once. That was pretty. I think was pretty creative. I thought that was pretty creative, and the whole act. I thought the mansion scene was perfect chosen. Lynn McCree's when you finally get to see Lynn McCree as fully as Marine Prescott, that scene is eerie. That dream sequence,
like the dream sequence, yeah,
the dream sequence is eerie when she comes walking there. But the final act's a lot of fun when you finally realize that Roman is the killer, and that he's her brother, and they beat the heck out of each other. It's just what a fight that is. And then it ends on a good ending because Sydney's not worrying about it anymore. So Patrick Dempsey was a good role in there too. So Scream 3 is pretty darn good. I could talk about more, but we're keeping it short. So.
Yeah.
I love what's her name, the actress that was playing Gail. She just was amazing. She was so funny.
Oh, Parker Posey.
Parker Posey.
I wish she would have lived. I wish she would have lived because she was such a likable character.
And we get to see a Carrie Fisher cameo.
Oh my gosh, that was hysterical.
Yeah.
You are like, no.
But see, here's what I didn't understand was the people that that Scream 3 didn't resonate with them because of the comedy aspect of it. But then they love Scream 4, and I'm like, I feel like Scream 4 has more goofy comedy on realistic stuff than Scream 3 did. At least I felt like Scream 3 was more smart, and I don't know if smart's the word, but it
came from a real place.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is I did want a second killer, but that's fine.
I think Angelina would have been better.
I honestly thought Mark Kincaid was the other killer or the mastermind, or maybe because think about this, or he could still be. Honestly, we don't know. Kevin Williamson could be making the Scream 3 that he always wanted to make, just in a different form later on down the road, because they know that his script got scrapped for this one. So,
because even the Columbine thing is still going on, but it's still happening, and I think it would be too risky.
And how did Ghostface get Sydney's phone number? Well, Mark borrowed Dewey's phone. Remember that scene? And then right after that, Sydney got a phone call. And it's like, they never explained how Ghostface found her. He was so obsessed with her. What if he married her and he got his prize? He's like, I'm so infatuated, but maybe something now is triggered it, and it's not enough anymore these days or something.
You know what?
Anyways, it might not be that way, but
the killer could be going after her kids, and he's mad. He's mad at her. So it's your fault when the killer's coming after us.
You know what's another creepy moment? When the one woman goes and hides in the studio with all those costumes, and then they realize what the costumes is Ghostface. Damn.
That girl is hysterical.
Oh, Jenny McCarthy?
Jeff McCarthy, yeah. What a scene that was. You just see the thing move.
And the black kid too. That he was Bud from the Cosby Show.
He's also in Hatchet now. The one who plays Tyson.
Yeah, he was in Hatchet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I like him. I thought he was great. I thought he was a good addition.
And character driven.
Exactly. But I didn't really like the house explosion part. That was the part that was kind of like, oh, that's too much for a Scream movie a little bit. I didn't like how it played out. It got a little Scooby-Doo-esque there for a minute, and I don't know. I just that. That's where the movie kind of lost me a little bit.
I get you.
But I'm not gonna fault the movie. Another part, Mark Kincaid comes to the party. He has this whole little mini fight with Ghostface, and Ghostface knocks him out. It looked fake as hell how he hit his head on that mantle, and then he's still conscious. Right. He's not unconscious. he's still conscious. He just has a busted nose, and he gives his gun over to Dewey and Gale and says, "Go get that son of a bitch," and lays there, and he's not even unconscious. I call bullshit.
A real cop would never do that.
A real cop wouldn't do that. It just seemed like maybe he was hoping that they would take each other out or something like that, and he could get away scot-free. I don't know. It'd be really cool if they did tie something like that into it, but
yeah.
I always just thought that just didn't set right with me. I hope we do get some sort of connection with Scream 3. I think it'd be cool. But we do have a super chat in the house, and I do have to get to that. I've been meaning to get to it. Let's go ahead and rank Scream 3, and then I'll get to the super chat. What do y'all think?
Oh, go ahead, Jason.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say the line when he says, he was in a movie called Stab. He was stabbed. So, but I think...
I'd give it a solid A.
A.
See, I think that other detectives should have been a killer or been killed as well. Like, there's certain things I was like, man, they could have had a more whodunit thing here. That was another thing. I don't feel like Roman's character got enough screen time for us to give a damn when he was revealed. Yeah. It was cool. The showdown between him and Sydney was cool, but when he was revealed, it just didn't drop my jaw. I was like, who the hell is this? I had to like remind myself, like, oh, he doesn't have glasses.
Has the glasses off either, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
I'd give it an A right after Scream 2.
Yeah. Right after Scream 2. I'm thinking that too. Flip?
A as well.
Yep. I think that's where we're going to rank it. All right, let's get to this super chat, and we'll get to the last 4. It should go pretty quick. Lady Luna's in the house with a $5 super chat. Epic for Scream 3. I can talk about it for hours. Yeah, just like us, lady. We're over here talking. I mean, like, we could theorize and talk about Scream 3 all night long. I love Scream 3. I think... Yeah. I've always thought that I've always liked the Scream movies in the exact order that they came out. Like 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then 5 and 6 came out, and then it kind of got like, okay, I got to reshuffle them a little bit. But we'll get to that here soon. But yeah, Scream 3 is definitely epic. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it was also ahead of its time. I think if that movie came out today, everybody would be like, man, this is an awesome movie. This is a really awesome movie.
Yeah. Dang it, it's too bad Marcus is gone. If I could physically do it, I could try to put my foot in my mouth, but that's not going to happen. So, dang it.
I see that happen.
I couldn't believe he did that. I was like, hold on, man, we ain't even got a super chat yet. But anyways, yeah, lady, you get a video. Let's see, what should lady get? Or we could do a little bit of.
Okay, that's where I've seen that video is on your. Okay, because that's one of my favorite clips. Oh my
I love that. I love that damn video. I love it. I love it.
Can you imagine that's where it draws from?
I'll give her one more. I'm thinking the granny or Don't Be a Menace. I'm trying to decide which one should I give her, and then we'll move on. Let's do Don't Be a Menace. I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, you get crazy. Come on.
Okay.
All right, motherfucker. Let's get it on. Oh no, nigga, you ain't going nowhere.
That scene lives rent-free in my head all the time.
Oh man.
I hope, lady.
Oh my gosh.
I hope you enjoyed that, lady. Oh my god. All right. Cotton should have lived. Cotton should have lived. Thank you, lady, for the $5 super chat. You're super awesome. I really appreciate that. I gotta get lady on the panel. Like she's huge on TikTok. She does like a lot of good stuff over there. But she's trying to dabble her feet into YouTube, so I'm trying to get her over here.
Have a good night, Lady Luna.
Yes.
Oh, she headed out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Have a good night, lady. Keep in touch. For sure. All right. Suspense, creepy factor, but answers so much as well, and Sydney's confidence is, yeah, it really is. All right. Let's move into. If you haven't seen Don't Be a Menace, check that movie out. That was the Wayans brothers pre-scary movie where they took over that. They were making fun of like a bunch of like hood movies.
Yeah.
So
too bad they left the Scary Movie franchise.
I know. I wish they could bring him back. Just bring him back to direct it.
Yep.
Okay, so Cursed. Wes Craven, Kevin Williamson, werewolf film. Who done it? Werewolf film. That was an epic mess in production.
Oh,
like behind the
what the-
scenes was the scenes was awful.
And even Rick Baker got fired, and he's the legend in the makeup business.
I know.
And that what this film could have been, the original script, because I know the original script and where it should have been. There's still some decent werewolf films and werewolf moments in there, but it's still not where he wanted it. Christina Ricci is great in it. I just think what this werewolf film could have been. I still think it's decent, but it's not like where I want it to be.
It's like the
Wes tried
director's
everything.
cut's better.
Yeah, the director's cut is better if you want to watch this film. It's
Plus,
so
they
much
wanted
better.
the big one was he wanted Skeet Ulrich. I think he'd have been much better.
Yeah, 100% agree with
Ricci.
you.
Then Joshua Jackson.
Yeah, Josh was a good actor, but not in this one. Yeah.
He wasn't. He did not seem like he was into it.
No,
Did
he
not?
wasn't. He was almost like Rooney Mara in Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
I
Just
think the
felt like he was
Weinstein's.
bored.
I think the Weinstein's producers, because that would explain everything why they did the whole Skeet Ulrich thing.
Oh, darn Weinstein's.
Yeah, it felt like there was like no emotion behind Joshua Jackson. He was
We
just
should
like,
not have been.
he was just like, hey, please, can you please? And it's just like, what?
It was like he just read his lines like he just bored and tired. He's like,
like he just like read them off the script off the page.
I won't say it, but I'm not gonna give my performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just using Rooney Mara as an example because she felt bored in that movie too. But you just felt
And she's a great actress.
She
She's
is
a really
too.
great.
She's a really great actress. Yeah.
Yeah. As much as I want to like this movie more than I do,
it's
there's a
just what it
great
should have
movie in
been.
there somewhere. It just didn't happen.
And that's not Wes's fault,
the-
unfortunately.
I don't think it was either because they had to reshoot like 75-80% of this movie.
If studios would quit interfering with a lot of things and just let them do what they want to do for once.
Especially my favorite with the director's cut is that epic, the what's her name, the girl in the woods. That kill, I just was like, my jaw was on the floor.
Yeah, we need more werewolf movies. There was a movie right after this. He was in talks to talk. He said his next movie that he's always wanted to make. I always remember this with Wes Craven. Was that he wanted to make a road trip movie where a zombie, a vampire, and a werewolf go on a road trip together. That was a script that he was working with, and he wanted to make that. And I was like, man, that sounds interesting. That could be
I
kind
love
of
that. I love that concept.
It's like the mashups of the old Universal days, yeah.
Going on a road trip together.
Yeah. You would think, all right, the vampire's got to drive at night. I don't know.
The vampire drive at night.
Hey, I need you to take the wheel. There's a full moon tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Cursed was. There was a good movie in there. It just didn't happen. There's a lot of like Substance, more actors. A lot of actors. You would think about it, like they had like a lot of actors. A lot of.
One, not to take too much time, but real quickly, I think one of the great underrated horror films we've ever seen is Wolf with Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh yeah,
That one.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. That was good. And I honestly, like even like Christina Ricci, as much as I love her, I've always had like a thing for her. Growing up and watching her movies, but I just felt like she was wrongfully cast in this as well. Like I just didn't
I
see
think-
her as this character.
I agree with
Final girl. Her
they
brother,
could've-
Jesse Eisenberg, I think that he was okay.
And I think they could have given her more to do, made her more. Wes could have done for this line scenes to try to give her more to do, like really get her going. Try to pull it. You don't usually want to pull a performance, have to, but sometimes you do, and they could have really pulled that out of her. So you need to be rough. You need to be more assertive, especially like at the end where she just takes that. Oh my gosh, that final kill, especially in the director's cut, was amazing. And she should have been that way the whole movie.
And some of the special effects and stuff like that was kind of cartoony, a little bit more than like being horror.
I just wish we got Rick Baker's vision of that. You know what I mean? If he was able to stay in, because Rick Baker's a legend, because he did American Wolf in London. We know about that film.
You don't fire Rick Baker. It's like firing Wes Craven. Come on, no, you don't do that.
Yeah, or Rob Bottin. It's like,
yeah.
And I know we got Dog Soldiers before that, but Curse would have been an awesome werewolf to follow that in the late early 2000s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Later 2000s. Be a good werewolf film, but unfortunately not.
Yeah. So where do y'all rank this? Y'all agree with Paula?
That's a hard one.
Either a B or C for me.
I'd probably put it on a C.
C.
I'd
It's
give it a
more or
high
less
C.
C. It's a C
High
because
C.
it would have been way higher if it just got the full vision and
Yeah.
potential it would have got in the first place.
Mhm.
But it's a C for that reason.
Yeah, I agree. I think a high C. I'm comfortable with that. Okay, we're in the last three, and then we can call it a night. It's been great hanging out with y'all too. So
yeah.
we got to do this more often. Red Eye, a movie that came out, less horror, more suspense. Rachel McAdams, what's his name? Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy, that's his name. He's bigger now than he was then, but he was coming up at around that time. What do y'all think? Y'all think this was a solid entry, or?
I think it's an amazing thriller with a twist, and the chase scenes remind me straight out of Scream. Could be like a Scream chasing scene with Ghostface chasing her.
That's
but
awesome.
that's what it reminds me, and especially the shocking scene when he starts beating her in the airplane and knock her out there. It's just right off the shock. It's a good thriller.
Yeah.
So
It's like, to me, it reminds me too of Hitchcock's one, like the one. It's called. It's called Suspicion. Where Cary Grant, this woman thinks that Cary Grant, her husband's trying to kill her, and it's just it's just this way that, and it's just that similar. He could really do those, take the thriller aspect, the suspense aspect of it, and really hype it up, take you in different twists, and that's why I think that's a great turn for him. I never believed in that for Wes.
Okay. Paula gives it an A. Honestly, I've seen it one time at the movie theater, and I can't remember much about it. I mean, I remember like things that happened in it, but it's a movie I need to revisit. So I know that it was really good. I enjoyed it, but I can't remember much about it. It was just like I don't know. I don't remember how old I was, but it was a movie that I just didn't remember much about. But from what I recall, it was really good. I would say, like, as far as like what I'm seeing here, I would give it an A too. I would say more like maybe right here.
Yeah.
A, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A behind People of the Stairs, Under the Stairs. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty. What'd I say? I'm
I don't know.
tired, y'all.
You said something that just made me laugh, but
Sorry, man.
it's all good. We're having fun.
I haven't ate dinner. All I'm eating is popcorn over here. That's like my dinner tonight.
What's in the popcorn? No, I'm just kidding.
Salt.
What's in the popcorn?
What's in
Have y'all seen this stuff that's been going around? It's been going viral everywhere. French vanilla ice cream with olive oil and sea salt. You drizzle olive oil on the vanilla ice cream and you put some sea salt on it, and apparently it's like the best thing ever. Doesn't sound good to me, but apparently it's the best thing ever.
The worst thing I've seen lately was, oh my gosh, hot chocolate flavored cup of noodles. That's disgusting.
Ooh, yeah. Like a
Ooh.
hot chocolate ramen? That doesn't sound good. Yeah, I don't know about that.
It's like peak flavored Dr. Pepper. Okay, moving on.
All right, moving on. My Soul to Take.
Oh,
I remember seeing this in theaters as
I
well.
have not seen this one. Wow, that's surprising. I've got to because I want to.
Yep.
What a unique concept on the slasher genre, I think.
So you've seen it, Flat?
I have seen it.
Give us your idea.
I finally watched it last year. I never watched it for many years when it came out. I didn't even watch it when it first came out, so I finally bought it on Blu-ray last year. I thought it was a unique concept on the slasher genre. And I don't want to spoil it for Jason, but
yeah, no spoilers.
I'm trying not to, trying to figure a way to work around it. It was a neat concept, and the way the direction goes, I thought the kills were pretty creative, and the way how the killer shows up and the thing and where it goes, I thought it was pretty good. I know not everyone's gonna like it, but I still think it was for being the last original Wes Craven film before he passed, before he directed Scream 4 again, it was pretty good. I thought there was some good stuff in there. So
yeah, this is another one that I was like, great concept, great ideas. Honestly, I feel like some other movies and shows have taken some of these ideas and made it their own with this My Soul to Take. Kind of like the Scream TV series. Kind of like some other films, just like what happens, you know? This one, I like. It's not a movie that I always feel like I want to watch again, though, because of the characters aren't that likable to me. They feel like, okay, you know how like there was this whole thing about like high school kids don't feel like high school kids. They feel like they're like late 20s, early 30s, yada, yada, yada. These actually felt like high school kids. They felt like high school kids, and it kind of took away from it for me because like I just didn't really like them that much. I was like, man, they feel really young. They feel really dumb. I just didn't. They weren't cool like the Scream kids. They weren't cool like some of these other movies. It was like, I don't know, even the way they delivered some of their lines. But the concept of the killer and the lore that they built around that was intriguing, and I would like to see done better in another movie. I like it. I like it, but I can't give it more than a. Honestly, I think it's kind of lower than Cursed, in my opinion. I think it's lower than Cursed, and I hate to say that, but that's where I stand with it. Jamie, I know she said goodnight, but anybody else want to counter that? Flet, you want to counter that? Or you feel the same?
I feel the same. It's a neat concept, and there was some decent kills in there. Mm-hmm. But it is around either with Curse or even down more. So
yeah, I feel like Cursed is more. I feel like I would watch Cursed before I would watch this again. I don't know. I feel like I need to rewatch this to really give that honest answer, but they're
I would
about
have
neck
to
and neck.
do, but
Yeah. The twist. There is a cool twist. I'll bring it up above
Yeah.
Curse because that twist.
yeah, the twist was actually really good. Actually,
The concept and the twist actually really good. Just I think whoever was the casting director needed a better cast and maybe
yeah,
a
I
better
agree with you on the
editor.
cast. I agree with you on the cast. It's just the concept was cool, and why the reason why the killer's doing it is it's cool too.
Have a good night, Jamie.
So
Yeah. I'll give it one up above Curse just because of that.
and how it opens is pretty interesting too.
The opening is really cool. Like the lore, the way they built around it, and they talk about the legend and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm digging this.
Yeah, it was
It's
a really
just-
for original film. It wasn't that bad for him to go out like as original film. So
right.
just,
The whole Raven thing and everything, like the bird. Like I was like, okay, cool. All right. Moving on. We're at the last. We're at the finish line. I've kept y'all up for far too long. It's been a very long stream. I'm not usually doing streams this long. Scream
It's not as
4.
bad as ours. It's not as bad as ours. Kyle.
I did 5
5
hours
long.
because I ranked Howie and Friday and Nightmare on Elm Street in one big ranking stream the other day.
Hell no. I mean, I'll do it, but some of these late night streams, they mess my whole schedule up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scream 4, Wes Craven's final movie, his last movie. It's a shame. I hate it. But this is it. I've always wanted to know what the vision and everything that they were going to go for moving forward with Scream 4. And then the whole Weinstein stuff comes out, and just like controversy after controversy, and then we get another heartbreak. Wes Craven passes away. It's like, honestly, I never thought we were going to get another Scream movie. I was like, man, that's it. We're done.
Yeah.
Especially when we just got the TV series, I thought, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh man, that's it. We're toast. We're not going back to that again.
Until they revived it with 5.
Which was great. Well, I mean, like, I'm not gonna say that was great, but like,
No, but
it was
just
great
to
that
see
we
the
get
franchise revived.
right. Exactly. How do y'all feel about Scream 4? Because I have thoughts.
Well, the lighting is pretty bad throughout this film. I would tell you that right now.
Who?
The lighting. There's something about the lighting in this movie.
Oh yeah.
It's so weird.
It's the color grading, man.
The color
It's
grading
that
is just weird.
The flare, like the sparkling CW look. Yeah.
There's this one scene though I do like as Ghostface when her publicist is in the car park.
Yeah.
And how
in the parking garage.
Creeps in the parking garage is very well done, and how he just comes charging at her.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way Ghostface looked, and especially how Rajaj accessed the alarm line. Rebecca.
Yeah.
It's really good. I think that scene's pretty good. It's great to see Sydney come back after 11 years. I did like the Jill reveal because I didn't get spoiled. Unfortunately, you got spoiled, unfortunately. But I do like the reveal of her. There's one line in there that doesn't make any sense. Why, remember when Anthony Anderson's character gets stabbed in the head? Why does he say F you, Bruce Willis, after he dies?
You don't remember why he said that?
Yeah, I can remember why he said that.
They had this whole conversation between him and the other cop. He's like,
oh, that's right.
Cops always die unless you Bruce Willis. And they were like, if it's your training day, unless you Bruce Willis.
I forgot about that. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Now it makes more sense.
But it was
still was.
The way it was delivered was scary movie territory.
Yeah.
And to me, that was always still bugs me. I don't care who it is or what it was, but I know they try to do as much as they can with the stunt people, but there is no way either one of those killers could have had enough muscle strength to put that knife through the man's skull.
Right in the head?
That was not believable at all.
And that first cop that got killed one stab to the back and he falls over. I'm like, I call bullshit. Like that was weak.
You could, Dewey's came back from more than that in the back. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
So at that point, but I do like the Kirby character.
Yes.
Say what we wanted about the film. The Kirby was awesome. Haney Panettiere was awesome as Kirby.
Yeah. That's my favorite scene. How she
Olivia Kill is bonkers,
Charlie.
but yeah, it is bonkers.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Olivia Kill is bonkers. But I do like the line where he said, "I never said I was in your closet." That was a good line, though.
That was a good line. That was
just the way it was set up when he was talking on the phone. I said, "I'm not Trevor."
That's the fact with her kill. He actually went just as Craven.
I hated how I hated how Roger L. Jackson delivered his lines as Ghostface in this one.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It was like he was doing a whisper.
He did
like a whisper to it, and I'm like, you don't sound as menacing. Your voice don't sound as scratchy or something. Like you sound like scary movie Ghostface. Like I don't know what it was. Like
it's just how the line says, "I'm not Trevor."
Yeah, or even how a lot of stuff that was delivered in this. Like I did not like the writing of the characters. Like, okay, say the beginning when Marnie or whoever it was like, I got a 4 whatever GPA, asshole, blah 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 blah. I'm like, nobody fucking talks like this.
And Ghostface isn't there.
Yeah, and then another part where I was like, I started really checking out was when Rebecca was intrigued with Courtney Cox with Gail's character, and she was just like asking all this stuff walking down the street, and you got this weird goofy music in the background, and Gail was like, I'm gonna tarnish that with your brand or something like that, and she's like, I still got it, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, what the hell is this? What are we doing here? This is like CW feel. Like it felt too goofy to me, and I don't know. There was just okay, so Neve Campbell, Sydney's character. She didn't feel like Sydney to me in this one. Something about it just did not feel like Sydney. I mean, yes, it is her. But certain things was just kind of I don't feel like she's Sydney in this one. Like in 5, I kind of felt like, okay, that's Sydney because she's taking action. She's doing this.
Yeah.
She's doing that. The killer reveal, yes, I got spoiled on it, but the killers were too small. As much as Jill was like a great reveal and shocking, both of them too small to pull off all this shit. Like I just, whenever I saw Charlie holding a knife to Sydney's neck, I was like, Sydney's about to beat your ass, man. She's about to stop. I'm like, there's no way she's letting him do this to her. Like he's struggling trying to hold on to her.
There's no way he could. What's her name? When the next door neighbor that killed it. There's no way he could throw her clear across the room like that. No way. She was much taller than him, bigger, and
my favorite line in the movie, and I always love it when Sydney says to Jill, "The first rule of remakes, Jill, don't fuck with the original."
No, they had a point.
That's my favorite one.
That's my favorite line in the movie. That's my favorite line in the movie, and I had to say that.
Because when I was
the whole line.
When I was in that was my last. That was the last Scream movie I saw with my mother. My mother loved these movies. She guessed every single one of the killers. Made me mad, but she was always good at that. But yeah, that one when I did that, all these kids were looking at me, and I literally looked at them and said, "What? Oh, shut up! Okay, you just don't get it. Get over yourself." I actually said that. Like I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
Clear.
So mad.
Clear. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's like, give me a big girl.
I feel like that opening scene set the tone of the movie, and even when the title card comes on, it's got that music, that don 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 don. It was like, what in the Taylor Swift shit is this?
Yeah.
I was like, man, this felt really teeny boppy. I wasn't, and it was the first one that Patrick Lussier did not edit, and I was like, okay, I can feel that he did not edit this one.
And then years later, what did we get? Bodies, bodies, bodies. Don't get me started.
Oh yeah, yeah,
A teeny bopper.
yeah. Oh, you shot me, and it really hurt. I was like, what the?
And you find out the reason why, what's his name,
He's-
dies in Bodies, Bodies is like,
Are
they
you
thought
kidding
people
me?
were around you were after them.
It was dumb as hell.
That is-
I took a buddy. I told my buddy one time. He's not even big into movies, and I was on my way. I was going to see this movie, and he would like hit me up, and he was like, "Hey man, what you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm about to go and see this movie." "Oh man, I'm close by. I'll go see the movie with you." And I'm like, "All right, well come on." He's like, "What's it about?" And I was like, "Shit, I don't know, man. Let's go." I knew what it was about, but I didn't feel like explaining it. And we watched it, and he was like, "Dude, what the hell is this? This is the most awful movie I've ever seen in my life."
Nails on chalkboard.
Right. I was like, yeah, it's kind of sucked,
There
but
was no killer after them the whole entire time. So,
it would have been a lot better if there was a killer.
but the
honestly.
reason why he dies in the first place.
That was dumb as hell. That was so damn dumb. I was like, really? Oh man, it was so dumb. But Scream 4, man, like I just,
Yeah.
it just didn't do it for me. I was just kind of like, all right, well. I mean, if you want to do a direct sequel from it and correct its wrongs and stuff, and that's what makes me worried is like Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson was on this one, and it's like this should have been gold.
Oh, and his
And
cameo
there's
scene would have been gold too that they were originally going to show.
What?
His original cameo scene that he was supposed to have in the movie too was going to be gold too.
What was that?
Oh, I know. Yeah, they actually showed them going to the last kill, the one that was real. Wasn't a part of it. Wasn't a fake one. Was Wes Craven was investigating? He was the cop investigating, and it showed her hanging on the ceiling and all that.
See, you saw clips of that before the movie came out, and it's like they should have kept that in.
Even
There's
they showed it in the trailer. Yeah.
Right, and there was like so many times I was like, man, it just didn't feel like Woodsboro to me for some reason. It just, I'm like, I'm not believing.
I think they were both so bad on trying to make a fool out of Weinstein. They lost sight of what they were really wanting to do. They should have just kept what they originally done. Been so. He was already looking like an idiot for doing it in the first place.
Right.
And they said, don't do another. We did a trilogy. Why are you breaking your? Yeah. So it was kind of sad.
Yeah,
It really
it's
was.
unfortunate.
At
least he gave us.
Yeah.
At least he gave us one more before he passed, and it's not there's no bad Scream movies in my opinion.
No.
I love them in just the right order, especially 1 through 4. That's how I feel about it. As much as I could critique it and be mad about it, it's still a rewatchable movie. It's still a fun movie to throw on, have some fun. The characters are not as likable as that first movie, like because that's what the movie was banking on, was that these are our new characters. These are the ones that we're going to be following now, and then they kind of turned it on its head. I just didn't. Besides Kirby, I didn't care about any of them. Kirby and Jill. That's about it. Everybody else, even Charlie.
Yeah.
Sorry, Marcus. Marcus will defend Charlie to the day he dies, but.
Even
I shot him 6 times.
Marine's sister was like, "Oh, you whiny little wench! Come on."
Yeah, I didn't like Trevor.
I said I'm not Trevor.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I just did. There was so many things about this. I was like, I'm just not feeling this, and I don't know. It just didn't. It didn't vibe well with me. So yeah, Scream 4 is gotta be, honestly, it's definitely behind Scream 3 for me. It might even be behind People Under the Stairs.
Yeah.
Because I really like that movie.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think it's right. Oh, shit. Yeah, I think it's right there because, like, It's definitely behind Scream 3. It's definitely 1, 2, 3, and 4. But People Under the Stairs, I just feel like is a very creative and all around good movie and knew what it was. Scream 4 felt like it had a identity crisis. That's how I felt about it. They didn't know which way they wanted to go with, and they were doing like that opening with a movie within a movie within a movie thing, and having all these like big stars at that time. It just didn't work. It worked well for the first 2 times, but even when we got to the actual kill, I felt like it wasn't shocking enough for it to feel like, okay, now we're out of the movie. I still felt the whole movie. I felt like I was in a stab movie. Does that make sense? I felt like the whole movie was a stab movie.
I think it would have been better if they just had the one fake out and then the one real.
Yeah, the one fake out.
Cut the one. I think the second one was stronger.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree. We're gonna wrap this up. Paula says, "What's your favorite scary movie?" Kirby, Bambi, and I am. You cheat on. Yeah. There were some cool moments in the movie for sure. But yeah, that's my ranking. That's our ranking for Wes Craven's filmography. Some of these I got to go back and check out. I think y'all as well. I'm kind of looking forward to it because some of them sound really good, like Summer Fear and Music of the Heart. Obviously, I got to go check out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But thank y'all for being a part of this.
Welcome. Thank you. I was honored. It was an honor.
We're pushing 4 hours. I'm going to be doing more live streams now. We're just getting our feet wet and couldn't miss out on Wes Craven's birthday. I felt like this was the right time to do this. I wanted to do it last year and I didn't get to, so now we're here.
Sorry I missed the first few movies you did because I got kicked out of there.
It's all right. I'll forgive you tomorrow. I'm just kidding, buddy. I gotta get. Let me see here. Let's. I don't know how y'all feel, but this is how I'm feeling right now. I need some sleep.
Got it. Okay. And this is the upper.
Enough! Do you want my head to explode? In the name of all that is good and decent, no more for today!
That's how I'm feeling right now. I don't know about y'all. But
I felt that after I did my Halloween Friday 13 Nightmare on Elm Street.
Hey, do you do these long franchises? Scream is a very short franchise. I've done Screamathons, I've done Nightmare on Elm Street-a-thons, I've done Saw-a-thons. I have not done Friday the 13th-thons. I've been meaning to do that, but I've been waiting to get like some real ground news of Friday the 13th on its way before I actually do it. But yeah, they will. What was it, Flet? Were you ever a part of those? Like we did an all-dayer, like from like 8 a.m. to like midnight.
I think I was
watching some of those.
I think I was part of that Saw marathon you did all day. I think.
Man,
that was so long ago. I can't remember.
Yeah, that was like a year ago. That was crazy. But it's fun though. It's fun. You can revisit a lot of these movies and hang out with some good friends and stuff. So yeah. So we'll definitely do more in the future. I appreciate y'all for coming on here, but everybody in the chat, thank you for being a part of this. Paula, DJ, Jamie, Marcus. I know some of y'all already went to bed. We got about 5 left in the chat. Love you all. Hope you enjoyed this. Well, I think we're all about to head out because I'm sleepy. I'm gonna leave it with what I played earlier with Wes Craven, and I'll see you guys backstage. Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah. Good night.
Well, yeah, I have a very sort of ambivalent view of myself as an artist or as a filmmaker. I mean, Somebody once, when I was first starting in films in New York, says, if you want something on your gravestone and you're in the film business, I think the best thing is filmmaker. If you can honestly say that, that's all you need to say. And that I think I would like that on my gravestone, along with whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'll be right back.